Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Iron Fist, your unofficial Scotland's Tekken podcast. Hope we're all doing well. Hope we've had a good week. It's been a very eventful month for the worldwide Tekken scene for a multitude of reasons. So I figured now would be a good time, better than ever, to have another show back on to discuss everything that's been going on, including some events and updates and additions to updates and emergency patches and all that jazz. So we're looking forward to hearing more about that. But first, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me again on the crew. Thanks for coming back. The Dusty, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How's yourself?
Good, man, chilling. Enjoying Tekken still, but
Really?
important for discussion later. Not necessarily the current version of Tekken. So there you go.
Okay. I was wondering, like, because I know where this conversation is going, so I was real surprised to hear that.
I enjoy Tekken, the whole entity, the whole franchise. So it's
Okay,
beneficial.
not the current state, right?
Well, we can elaborate a bit on that a bit later on. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, but thanks for coming back. So we're doing good.
Bro.
Thanks for coming back, Jack. How you doing?
Not so bad. Happy to be here. Especially after such a great weekend, seeing Scotland showing up, putting in the work. So yeah, buzzing off of that. Tekken might not be in a bad state, but Scottish Tekken is in a very good state. So yeah, happy to be here and happy to be part of everything Scottish Tekken.
Nice. I agree, man. And we'll last from the returning crew. How we doing, Daniel?
I'm doing good. Always glad to be back. Ready to talk a bit about, the current state, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's going to
Talk
be
about the whipping he was doing on the weekend.
in relation to the current state, how the whipping has been a different flavour to the normal. So, for that. But thanks for coming back, and welcome to the show, making his Iron Fist debut. AC, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. It's excited to talk about the most recent weekend with Scotland down at Crew Cup, and just happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Well, for reasons we'll elaborate on very soon, we do consider you Scottish now. You've been integrated fully into the scene, and you're now joining our teams and winning on behalf of us, which we thank you for. But I suppose you're technically the first in the Scottish scene guest, so that's your factoid for you, I guess. Yeah. Nice.
That's my claim to fame. Awesome.
Well,
what an honour.
Also those beatings you were doing this weekend, but we'll talk a bit more about that later. But as I say, it is your first episode, so usually whenever someone comes on for the first time, we ask them a bit about how they got into Tekken. So, do you want to give us a bit about your story?
Yeah. So I started playing Tekken when I was very young, probably Tekken 2, but not competitively. Obviously, I was probably 6 or 7. Just playing it casually, and stuck with this franchise growing up. It was a childhood game, pretty much. I only started playing it competitively in Tekken 7, around when I was at university, and from there, I decided to pick up the game and go to tournaments and meet a lot of the community nationwide and internationally, and that's what I've been doing ever since. Now here I am, like 23 years later, playing Tekken 8 and being pretty okay at it, which I'm quite happy about.
I would say more than okay. I think a lot of people here would agree with that sentiment, but yeah, no, that's cool, man. Shouts to the uni fighting game scene. I always forget, we first started talking to each other through UFG, right? And I think a lot of the guys that's kind of how I met a lot of the guys from down south. To be fair, I started talking to them, which is a really good thing for people. So shout out to Gio and the team all behind that. But I think as we're planning ahead of this, it's kind of just going to be a bit of a freeform episode. We're mainly going to be talking about Crew Cup and then just general season 2, because I forget the last episode we did was right before season 2 was coming out, so I think it was after the Tekken talk, I want to say, or just before. So it was very much a state in flux, and then of course everything that's happened. We've been given a lot to talk about, put it that way. But I think before we dive into Crew Cup, let's just do some quick housekeeping in terms of events like we normally do. See if I can swap over. Okay, yeah, so we'll blitz through these quickly so we can get to the meat of the matter. But so most recent event we had in Scotland on just this past Monday is we had a throwback tournament to Tekken 7, which if you've not been keeping up with the Tekken news would be very surprising. But if you have been, then you'll understand why that's a lot of people have been wanting to go back. But yeah, I was definitely not expecting to run T7 about a year after T8 coming out, but that's just how things have worked out, and there was a lot of positive reception towards it. I would not have guessed that we'd get 14 for Tekken 7 in 2025, but you know, things can be surprising sometimes. But yeah, I think it was only myself and Eunice there, so well, you of course, not to just to immediately say straight away, but you ended up taking it after a battle down in losers. How do we think, Eunice? Was it funny coming back to T7?
Oh, it was. Do you know what? I'm T7 made me like, just appreciate what it used to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know, I was playing against, let's say, fucking certain characters like Armor King, and just getting forward to wand and just being able to not like go into fucking heat transition or get fucking comboed off of that. That's actually a pretty good feeling. I just got knocked out. It just gives a knockdown. I just sat there like, oh my god, that's it. Thank God, I could just get up now. Do you know what I mean? It was really fun. I just missed all of that, to be honest. I kind of like see, like, when you're looking at the monitor, right, and you see the gameplay in front of you, it's just like the characters feel bigger than life. Larger than life type things. You know what I mean? They kind of just, it's hard to describe. They just kind of.
The camera's a bit different in Tekken 7 than it is Tekken 8. Like,
yeah,
the characters are more over the health bars than like Tekken 8, for example, and like the health bars are like, what is it? Are they upper in Tekken 8 or something as well?
Mm-hmm.
I think the camera's closer or something.
So yeah, it felt pretty good to, you know, relive an old memory.
Yeah, for me it was like fun coming back to like play Kazumi again, because I don't have Kazumi in T8. I wish I could say I'd done a bit better, but I was definitely feeling the fatigue of the weekend and like the tournament and everything. And I think it's also exposed something that maybe we'll talk about a bit later on. But I feel like my basic Tekken at the moment is quite weak, at least my defense and everything. And I think T8 has maybe contributed to that a little bit, because I think I was talking to you about this. I was talking to you or Alistair about how, like, when I'm in defensive situations, I can't just pop heat burst or whatever to get it for free. I have to like actually try and, you know, like step out, like step block and all that such. But yeah, it's definitely a lot tougher. Yeah,
we're so used to pressing buttons in T8, like even on defense, that we've forgotten that we could pretty much just chill on T7. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to just do something all the time. And I pretty much forgot that, like, halfway through the tournament.
Yeah, and then you remembered, went back to the old main on Josie, ran all the way up to to grand finals, and then pulled out the Noctis on Jamie. Man, that was dirty. Yeah. That was dirty, bro. But it worked out in the end.
Well, the thing is, like, number one, I hate Armor King. I've hated him for a long ass time.
I agree.
And I wanted to kind of just keep him in control and stop his little mashing ass from doing whatever he wanted to do. And then I was just, yeah. And then I just did all the shit the Bolt showed me, like, back in the day, which was like 5 years ago or some shit like that. I can't even remember now. And it all worked out.
Death by 222.
Yeah, just 2-2. That's all I fucking need. I was like, I'm just gonna bully him with 2-2.
It was 2-2 the Bible, man. It was ranked battle, but it was just working, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was working to bits. I was just so happy with myself. It was like, if he approached, he's getting 2-2'd. If he's defending, he's getting 2-2'd. If he goes to the toilet to take a piss standing up, he's getting 2-2'd in the face. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all happening.
Well, the Okazemi and Noctis as well. It's like so strong, you know. So it's just like so reliable. Like, that's the thing about like Tekken 7. Like, the game's so reliable compared to 8, where it's like so many different like variables and all this carry on. So you can be like, you know, but I definitely looked fun. It was cool watching it.
Yeah, it was so much fun playing Noctis. Like, he's so much more fun gameplay wise. I like Clive as a character because I play a bit of Final Fantasy 16. I love him as a character better than Noctis, but Noctis' gameplay in Tekken 7 is much better than Clive's in Tekken 8. Like, much better.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I know, and you were showing that, man. Congrats again on the W. I think a lot of people would had you down for winning off of it, but the way you did it was a bit not quite what we were thinking. I was thinking you were just going to go Jose and roll everybody over, but pulled out the Noctis.
No, I wanted the easy way out kind of thing. I was like, you know what? Why work harder? Work smarter.
That's a proven winner there, folks. That's a life lesson to pick up.
Mhm.
But congrats. But speaking of Tekken events that we've got coming up, we have the return of Mig in spring, which is, I believe, it's less than 2 weeks now. Crazy. But yeah, so we got the return of Mig. It took a break in the start when we had Virtua Fighter 5 instead as the 3D rep, but now Tekken 8's back. Not what I thought would be I thought it was going to be a Tekken World Tour Dojo. It turns out that Dojo submissions are on, but Dojo events have to take place, I think, after May 9th, which is a bit of a bummer, but what can you do? Happens. But yeah, joining T8, we've got the new Fatal Fury came out, and then All Reliable Marvel Free, which, if you're looking at signups for this event, is very funny because Marvel Free is close to beating the two games that are like brand new for reasons that is quite understandable if you know how the scene goes. But yeah, anybody looking to sign up for Mig still, we're on regular price until tomorrow. Until then, after then, it'll go up to increase price. So yeah, comment down if you haven't signed up already. I know we're a bit, with the current state of T8's a bit in flux, but it's always a good time to hang out anyway. Good vibes and all that. And so yeah, and next up, not a Scottish event, but we were very pally with the guys down in Bristol. Great scene, good lads. Shouts to Southwest Tekken. Sodium Showdown number, I can't read numerals. 23. It's 23, isn't it? I think it's 23.
Yeah, 23. Aye.
Okay, good. I got that right. Nice. Yeah, so Sodium Showdown coming back a bit earlier in the year than the past 2 years. But I'm looking to make this my third Sodium in a row. It's just such a good event. Great scene, great guys. Taking part on a boat this time. It's like the venue's called, I think it's like Fekla, and it's like a boat that's like just on the pier. So super cool and unique venue. Really looking forward to that. I'm hoping a few more Scottish troops can sign up and come down.
So you guys are going to play Tekken on a rocky boat?
I think it's more secure than rocky, but it is a boat, yes.
How you know it's secure?
No, it's gonna be swerving left to right. That's part of the fun.
Yeah. They didn't put anything in the dojo handbook about swerving venues, so I think we're good. Yeah.
I've been there before. It's stable.
Okay, that's good. I was going to say you.
Have you not been on that with me? You know, if I sat on that thing, the bus like this, like it's a long day. You don't want that.
We just need to black out the windows in case you go, just so you don't have to see it, and you're like, no, it's fine, it's just regular. Yeah.
I know, but I'm hoping to make that as well. It just depends. Got a lot on this year, but if I got to choose a tournament that I could go to outside of Scotland, then Sodium Showdown would be my number one priority. It was so good last year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's easily like the best event. Obviously I'm biased outside of Scotland, but it's like one of the top events in the UK. You need to go down.
I think outside of Scotland, yes. It's our opinions. We're not saying it's a fact, but our opinions. Yeah, it's our favourite tournament outside of Scotland. Yeah, I'd encourage anyone to go. It's a great time.
Yeah. Ali, you're already signed up. Looking forward to it.
Yes, I didn't make last year, so I wasn't in the country. But I heard many good things, and I'm hoping to make an impact at this tourney as well to make up for the absence last year.
Well, I think not to spoil later on, but I think you're in good form already. So it'll look pretty good. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Maybe Leia might get sorted out a bit before then. Maybe just like a few touches. A few nurse maybe, but
a humble goal. I appreciate it.
I can't see back 1-4 going anyway, so you'll at least have that.
I was thinking, if anything, if they were to get rid of one thing, it should just be that they had to.
I don't know if they'll do something to the no low. I don't know. Like maybe they'll reduce the speed, or I don't know. Because obviously it's risky on block. But
the tracking on it is crazy. If you try to walk, you're getting clipped. So it's a very strong low, but very punchable.
It seems like an evil matchup for Jack anyway. Like I don't like all these changes that would happen. Like it doesn't matter to Jack. Like it was never steppable anyway, and there's no low. Like tracking doesn't matter against my character. I'm just in for it. That's going to be a hard one.
It's a long day.
But funnily enough, with Lars being better, that's actually one of Jack's better matchups. So if he gets toned down, then it's a bit better. But obviously, I don't think Lars has a single bad matchup right now. But I guess we'll get into that in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if things stay the same, I think we're going to be seeing loads of Lars. So look forward to that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like this Evo Japan's going to be full of it. Like, it has to be for the money.
We get another.
Next month.
Next month.
It's just a couple weeks, isn't it? Or
I don't know the exact dates.
Like yeah, it's
usually TWT like starts round about now, doesn't it? Like
yeah, I think Evo Japan's like the first big I think it's like the first event plural period even. Sorry.
It's normally like very very start in May, but I think they're like a few week delay for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
Evo Japan. I was gonna say I feel like Evo Japan always gets the bad patches. I mean, they got the Leroy patch, and now they're getting this patch.
It's always at the start of the seasons, which is like fair enough, but yeah, like my goodness.
Yeah, no, TWT does start on the 9th. I know. I don't know about Evo Japan though. I think it is pretty close though. Yeah, I look forward to that, man. Large Japan, you heard it here first. But we'll see how that goes.
I'm in Lars top 8.
Oh, Evo Japan 2? Oh shit, yeah, nah, it's definitely it's cooked. It's definitely cooked. It's gonna be good. But I look forward to that. But speaking of events in the summer, I realised I fucked up my date order. My bad. I went for July and now I'm gonna go to June. But ignore that. But hey, actually no, I put this last because you can't sign up for it anymore. There you go. Anyway, saying all that, Edinburgh 4, you know it, you love it. The camera's in the way, but if you can see, we got logo shirts now.
Nice.
We're ready to go. This was meant to be part of the great shilling, but every sign up.
Don't think I forgot about what you're meant to do at Edinburgh for. You didn't even show that. You don't even show that card anymore because you don't even want to remind me. You're hoping that I'll forget that you're supposed to do that dance.
Yeah, so we hit cap.
Is that right?
We hit cap about, I think it was like right as season 2 was coming out, which if you, again, for season 2, people that know about season 2, it's quite funny. It's kind of like, we got you in now, you can't leave type deal. Which people have actually been leaving, which is quite funny. When people that sign up for multiple games, like, yeah, no, I'll still play Street Fighter, I'm not playing Tekken. Don't want to give the game away for general season 2 reception, but anyway. I know, we've hit cap. Mad. I remember when I was like talking to the other RD admins, like, oh yeah, 150, that's quite a high bar, but that's good as like a, tip top like level, like to reach for. But we were like, with previous Edinburghs, I think we're like 50 to 60. So we're like, oh well, if we advertise well, we can maybe hit 100. And then lo and behold, like early bird pricing, we've hit the cap already, and we can't let anybody else in. So just shows you, man. Sorry, Ali. It just happened so quick. But
that's alright. That's fun.
The waiting list is there.
Yeah, was definitely looking forward to playing against Leo again.
You won. Oh, season 2 Leo, really?
No, hell no. Hell fucking no.
It's alright, you'll play against season 2 Jin. You can have fun with that with Aiden.
Oh
yeah. Is Aiden going?
He is signed up, yeah.
Hopefully you'll have work on that day.
Nah, something tells me you won't.
Does any June player have work now? Funny joke. No,
that's true.
Laugh. Very good. Aye. So yeah, it's looking pretty stacked already. I think most of these people were signed up already before the cap. I think last show we were at like 80 to 90, and we're like, oh, maybe a couple more months, no cap, and then within like 2 weeks, head caps. It's mad. But yeah, no, loads of familiar faces, people traveling up. Sparta, Monster, Mini. You've got the classic SWT invasion, as we were saying. Good seeing good guys. And right at the end, well, actually, I think it's because we had a dropout. Golden Boy's been able to snatch up a first spot from the waiting list. So shows you people can from the waiting list and get in. So hopefully, fingers crossed for you, Ali. I'm hoping you can get up because it'd be sick to see you playing up.
Yeah, it's but we'll see.
Yeah, but I will.
Looking too good.
No, I mean, I will say you will get a hero's welcome if you came up. So that's something to keep in mind.
I like that. Appreciate that.
But if you want, you could take my spot and you can play Aiden's June.
No, by all means, man. You enjoy playing June. playing against June. So it's all yours. Get hit from range 5. Red Eye Gate 2. There's like a flashbang on the weekend.
Yeah.
Seeing Dinosaur get hit by that, just thinking, what just happened?
Oh, he was loving
I was
it.
watching-
Yeah.
I was a getting.
I was watching Paul Scott and ASAP Marco get hit by that, and I looked at the screen like I've never seen that shit before. Man, is that new?
But their character's even better than June, so yeah.
Oh no,
fuck
I'm
them.
not complaining. I'm not complaining against their
Also, I'm
character.
a bitch character. I don't give a shit. They deserve to beam.
My
Hit by the beam all day.
point was I just never seen it before, so I figured it must have been something new or some shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. IRN install.
Mm.
Man, it's crazy. Like, see her health sweep. It gives her 20% towards her install. Why 20 fucking meter? It's so much. So what? You land that 5 times, and then you're in God mode. It's like, what the fuck?
Look, if it's
So like
crazy.
what? See when she gets the full install, what happens? Like, what does she
He
get?
keeps it for the game. And then all our Mayari moves, the light beam moves, are just like crazy. They
Yeah.
just do more damage and more range.
Okay, and the better frames, I take it as well.
I imagine so. I haven't looked into. I don't play much season 2, but yeah.
I want to say the
I
frames.
think the frames are the same.
Yeah, I want to say the frames are the same, but
I'm not too sure.
yeah, no, but look forward to that. No doubt being in top 8 for End Brawl 4. But yeah, so I had my segue, and we got in trouble. What was I was going to say? I was saying that Ali was going to get a Hero's Welcome. There you go. And the reason for the Hero's Welcome was this past weekend, down in London, the troops descended and onto the London Tekken scene. And I can't find the last time we had most of us going down for an event in London. EGX. It was EGX. I was going to say it was Alpha, but it was probably EGX. Yeah, no, that's a lot closer. But I know it's been in the work for a few months. Chop hit me up saying like, oh, it'd be good to have a Scottish rep down there, because we're going to do an exhibition at some point, but I know that fell through just because we had some people drop out and like the event got too, like, it was too big, and it ran. Anyone that can attest, it took a while to get through it just because how many teams there were in the
I
format.
hope they manage to do that though, and I also hope if they do that, they consider more than one Scottish team, because undoubtedly we have more talent than just one team. Like, there's some scenes in England that all our teams would absolutely body. So come on, like, yeah. I know they were just thought of it quickly, but yeah, I really hope to see that we at bare minimum 2 teams if something like that happens again.
I think
more rep, more better,
Yeah, I think in terms of like scene rep, it's like accurate though, because like the Scottish scene is very tight knit. Yeah, if you want to put it that way, right?
Yeah, but still, like, there's some scenes that I didn't even know were all that strong in England, and they had more rep than us. Like, England's a country, and so Scotland. Like, we have more cities. Like, even Stirling has myself and Wesley, who's won all the big tournaments in Scotland. This is better than almost all of these teams. People have never won any tournaments, so why are we not being represented? I don't really get it, but. No,
I give it was just like a quick exhibition.
Yeah, I know it's a quick idea,
like,
but like, it'd be cool. All I'm saying is, like, I want people to have chances, I'd like that.
All right. I'll probably shift off the browser view. We don't really need it for this discussion. Just, yeah, don't want to like get away from the brackets. I mean, people probably know already in terms of positionings and all that stuff. But, yeah, just to go around the crew. What were we thinking ahead of the event? Like, I know obviously a lot of the conversation been dominated about season 2 in general, but like in terms of like the event, like, I mean, you can mention a bit about like how the game was like affecting it, but yeah, how are you feeling approaching Crew Cup? We'll start with you, Ali.
Forgot I was muted. I thought it was a really fun event and something that we needed at a time where Tekken isn't really at its strongest. Fortunately, we had it after the emergency patch came in, so it was definitely more enjoyable. No one got cheesed out by Jack or Paul with their respective bugs. And I think it was good morale, really. I think for everyone. Everyone had a great time, as far as I'm aware. The tournament did go on for a while, but everyone was still having a great time. It was about 12 hours, I think, in total. Maybe a bit more. I think I got there late. But
yeah, I think we got there like 12, and then we left at 12. So yeah, long day.
Yeah, that is a shift. But besides that, everything else was fantastic. I had a great time. It was nice seeing everyone again, because it's been a year. So it there was a lot. Had a lot of people going up to a lot of people, and a lot of people coming up to me saying hi and hugs and stuff. And thinking, oh, I didn't know you were coming. I was like, yeah, I'm here, man. I'm back. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we should mention that a wee bit because you were like a last minute, well, not last minute, it was like kind of like last week or so substitute because we initially had yourself, Jack, coming down, but then, I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about why you didn't want to go down?
Yeah, I'm happy to mention. So, first of all, I think it's a real cool idea, the event, and massive respect to Chop and Joker. Like, I like what they're doing for the UK scene, and yeah, just super cool. I heard about the exhibition as well. I was especially excited for that. A lot of people know that I'm a good player from doing well in Scotland by hearsay, and then obviously doing well in Bristol, and then doing well in Neutral Mania. So it's quite cool that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing me play, and I was looking forward to further proving myself, especially against England's one of the best countries in all of Europe, easily, probably joint first with Germany. So I was really looking forward to the challenge. I feel like I've got a good chance against most of the players. So yeah, I was a bit bummed out when obviously the season dropped, and I could see that obviously just like everyone's seen, the game was a state. And through the second day, I was pretty down, and I was like, yeah, there's no way that I'd want to actually actively compete in this game. It's not competitive in my eyes. Like the way obviously Jack's clap was a thing and it wasn't seen as a bug. But I was like, my character can no longer be played how I want to play my character, and I can't enjoy the game how I enjoy winning. So I was like, what is the point in traveling down? So the decision, I ended up making the decision a little bit after that to obviously not compete just now because of the state of the game. I was like, there's no point. So then I obviously notified yourselves, like, yeah, because I knew I was before season 2 that I made plans to come down to Crew Cup, but I didn't want to compete in this state of the game. I was just too much. Didn't make sense. I didn't think it's all that competitive. Like even like the likes of Lars, I think, to be honest, I think Lars is way more bugged and way more OP than Jack ever was with the clap. To be honest, I think far more people can win with Lars than they could ever with Jack with the clap. So, and I think Jack was OP. Like Jack should have been banned as well. So I think Lars should rightfully be banned right now. I think he's too OP. Even Warang as well. Like one of the games in Crew Cup by a Warang player, I won't mention it. I'm sure people know. I could not believe my eyes. It's not the players' fault. The players are playing their mains. That's completely cool. It's just like the balance is all over the place. It's not what I want to do. So yeah, I didn't go, but I'd like to go in the future if the game gets fixed and something. Definitely, because I like competing and stuff. But yeah, I had to give it a miss for those reasons.
Yeah, it was sad not to have you down because like the initial plan for the teams was like I'd asked enough people for us to go down to the point where we had 6, so we had 2 teams, and then it was your suggestion actually was to split the teams east and west for Scotland. So we had team like kind of RDE but not really, and then team Burn the Fight,
Glasgow.
Burn the Fight / Glasgow / W3D, new W3D, which I really liked the name NW3D. People didn't catch it, but that was good. Yeah, Eunice got it.
Throwing down the signs.
Yeah, man. I know, so that was cool. It was a good idea. But again, shame you couldn't make it. I mean, you didn't want to compete. Fair enough.
I just don't want to compete just now. It's just not competitive, in my opinion. The thing is, like, I have like big goals that I'm setting for myself because without being like big headed or whatever, like the main things I've still got to do in Scotland is win the bigger tournaments. And that's really it. I bet everybody more than once. Got some of the best track records against people. Then I've got to do it elsewhere now, and that's what's my plan. I was going to go down to England. I don't have any nerves or anything in tournament anymore. I was going to go down. I was going to try and beat people, And it's like I just didn't feel like I'd be achieving anything, even though Jack is like back to being a lower tier character. Like it's just this season. It's just not for me right now. So hopefully this May update can change, and then I'll be more motivated to play, but yeah, right now it's too hard to play the game.
Yeah, no, and I await your return to the competitive scene. But in your absence, I was thinking of who I could ask, and on top of my list, thankfully he was free and said yes, was yourself, AC. So were you? I know you had like you kind of had plans with a team already, like, or you had like pseudo plans, you weren't too sure what was going on, but I mean, how late did I ask you? I think it was like 2 weeks before, right? Like,
It was about a week and a half or 2 weeks before the event, which wasn't too late.
yeah.
I was with a team at the time, but I thought because you're traveling from so far away, I thought it'd be, and because it sort of worked out at the same time being half Scottish, I thought okay, we can do something, rep the Scottish scene, and make sure that you guys don't have to worry about getting a third player, like 3 days before the event, and then stressing out about it. I thought I'd just ease your concerns, and just hop in.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it, man. Not just for like the run itself, but just in general, like having something in our team, and it's somebody like that we know. Like it wasn't like like talking to Chop, like, oh, can you just get somebody, It was like somebody we know and somebody's been part of the scene. I mean, you've came up to RD before,
I did, yeah, one time.
Yeah. But no, we really appreciate you coming up, and yeah, no, it was good hearing your impressions and all that. Again, it was your like sort of return to like the UK because you were away for a year. I don't think we actually mentioned you were like back for Wasteman 500, like down in Bristol, but that was just like to like spectate. You weren't competing.
Yeah.
Was the last pod before that? I think it was, right?
Was what, sorry?
Was the last episode of this before that? I think it might have been. Eunice and
Before what?
Before Wasteman 500, Wasteman Millies 500. I think it was. But
Yeah, it was before it.
Sure,
okay.
not sure.
Well, anybody didn't know, I got carried by Pagani. It was maybe in chat, I'm not sure. Shoutouts to the GOAT. I'm gaining a streak of getting carried by June players in tournaments, in team tournaments. I'm loving it. It's been good. But no, that was good. And this was also a great team tournament. Good to be part of and all that. Yeah, I guess we're just kind of going around. How are you feeling about the event before and just general impressions, Eunice?
The
Crew Cup.
The Crew Cup, yeah. Just it was a fun event. Obviously, like it was great being back at the Red Bull Arcade in Shoreditch. It was a good wee venue, really is. Even though it's outside a weird place, like in an alleyway or something. But when you go inside, it's actually pretty fucking cool. And I got some free Red Bulls as well, so you can't complain about that really. Got to meet I basically came just to see some of the guys again, some of the old heads. Got like False God Dinosaurs and like just other old heads that even Assam came by, do you know what I mean? That was a good surprise to see. So just being able to see everyone, just talk with people, have casual games here and there. And the vibe was just pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'd been to Red Bull Gamesphere before, but it was only the upstairs because it was I visited for like an hour when Golden Letters was on last year, so I didn't get to see like the actual downstairs area with all the PCs and all that. And yeah, I can say the venue was sick, really good space, ventilated, which is good, thank God, because it was pretty warm during the day, and yeah, like you say, all the free Red Bulls and everything, and yeah, just perfect. You couldn't need.
It wasn't ventilated. We'd all left like about 8 or 9 or something. We wouldn't have lasted the 12 hours.
Oh no
that
way.
we did.
No way. Yeah. But no, really cool venue. I like the huge like screen they've got at the back, like in front of the stream setup. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Good to hear. How about yourself, Daniel? I know you getting ready for the event was a bit different to all of us because you had a bit of a character crisis going in.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a character crisis. So
Okay, yeah.
I was really buzzing about the event. I think you mentioned it to me before Season 2 dropped. So I thought I was like, oh, team tournament, that's such a cool format. Red Bull Gamesphere is a cool venue. And then Season 2 dropped, and it was just everything I didn't want to see in the patch. And it really put me off the game for a bit. I remember like playing Lee for like 2 or 3 sessions and just feeling like I couldn't play him any way that I used to play him. Like nothing was working. So it was more frustration and irritation with Season 2, and I was like, I'm not even going to play the game. I'll just pick up whoever looks the most OP. And luckily my old Tekken 7 main Lars was looking pretty good, so I was like, I'll just pick Lars. I'll go in and just pick Lars, and that's what I'll do. And I kind of have a little bit of regret about it because I feel like the event when I did go down was really good. Like Chop and Joker put on a really, really good event. Had a great time. And even though the game wasn't where I wanted it to be, being around the community and like the offline scene, it still is great. Despite like, even though the game was bad, you could like sit around and you're laughing with everyone else about the ridiculous things that are happening. You're still having fun. So yeah, I think it was a good morale boost in the end. Despite I guess the negative feelings coming into it.
Yeah, I think
one good. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I was
Yeah,
going to say one good thing, right, about like this patch being a disaster. Is everyone who has like a brain is on the same page, and we're all in agreement. It's not like we're dooming on our own and we're like, no, fuck this game, fuck that, and this is like the worst shit ever. It's like everyone's like, yeah, like it's understandable. And when certain interactions happen, it's like, yeah, people can be in agreement. And they're like, what is actually going on? So it's quite cool.
Yeah, I think to speak to the point that Daniel was making about like the vibes of the event, like even though like season 2's not exactly had the best reception from the community and all that, still like being in the scene and like getting to hang out with everybody. Like I got to speak to a lot of people that I haven't spoken to since like EGX or whatever. But just man, it was just great vibes. Like obviously like London is known for like having like the biggest scene in the UK. Like London, like the city itself is like the size of Scotland pretty much in terms of like population. But no man, just great hanging out, good venue. Chop and Joker did a great job, and yeah, I hope not to like, get ahead or anything, but I hope in the future they're keen to like run more stuff. Maybe not even just team tournaments, but just events in general. I'll see what I can to make future ones because it was really good, really fun.
Yeah, if the game gets better, I want to go down as well. Like, I felt a bit bad that I didn't make it, but like I said to yous, pretty much I'm too competitive. Like I'm kind of past like going down just for a good time. Sadly, like I don't want to dampen the mood and stuff. So for those reasons, it wasn't for me. But when the game's in a better state, I'll 100% want to go down to London to one of their tournaments. So it's really good.
Aye. Yeah, so I guess that was just our overall thoughts on the event in general. But I suppose to speak to just how do we feel about like the tournament itself and how we did. I don't know if the Glasgow guys want to start us off.
Oh man, so props to Daniel pretty much for carrying us through that. Especially our first games were against Rukang's team, so that was Rukang, Asim, and a guy called Dev KO. Really good Brian player, from what I've heard, and and Daniel managed to beat Rukang in that first set, which was crazy. And it was hyped to watch. It was a good fucking game for real. And then it was obviously Dev KO kind of like pulled one over Daniel. Then it was me over Dev KO. No, then it was Alistair versus Dev KO. Dev KO won that one, and then I beat him, and then Asim pretty much took the whole one. So it was a tough first game as well because according to Aiden, we were there for over half an hour playing.
Yeah.
That first fucking set, we were there for over half an hour.
I mean, it was some back and forth. I think almost all the games were 2-1s.
Yeah, pretty much. They were all 2-1s. It was just back and forth, like Daniel was saying. So that was tough. Then Daniel just carried us through the losers bracket until we met Sync's team, where he pretty much OCV'd us.
Yeah, he did.
With Lee, by the way, which is pretty good. Pretty good.
Ironic,
Yeah. Very, very talented player, always has been. You know what I mean? But again, I was more there for, just to see everyone rather than play, competitively. But just, we did what we could at the time,
Lucky it ain't season 1. Or there have been 2 Scottish teams in top 6.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Telling you. I don't even think it's just season 2. Now that I think about it, it's just like Tekken as a whole. I'm not even sure anymore. Do you know what I mean?
It's a struggle, man.
It is a struggle.
This is why you just got to put respect on to me, being a low tier hero for all of season 1. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll deserve all my praise. You saying that right, Alistair?
Sorry?
You said that at the perfect time.
Yeah, no, I don't think we need further validation. That's good.
Yeah, that's good enough validation.
Yeah, like, in terms of your run, I think, like you say, it kind of the thing that we also found for our team is that like obviously the point being first, it's like they're like they can get the most games potentially at the most warm up. So you had what Daniel, you had like you had the 2 OCVs and losers bracket, you know, like so like leading into the set after, the rest of the guys were just like if they hadn't played since the first set, you know, type thing. But yeah, no, special mention to your OCV against Jaws and Claws. I think our pool had just started at that point, so I'd started my set. So I think whilst you were OCVing, I was also OCVing. So like you like came round after the first game and I was like, what goes on? What happened? How did it go? And then you're just like, oh, I just bet everybody. And I'm like, oh, sick, nice. Yeah. No, that wasn't no, that wasn't expecting it, but like it felt pretty quick. That I was like, oh, okay, like yeah.
I need to go feed the cabby back in like 5 minutes, right?
Talking about.
I know what you're saying.
Taking it over
2 OCVs were pretty quick though. It's like the Lars thing, you just run people over and then the game's over. You're just like, okay. It was really good matches. But yeah, it was kind of cool that I OCV'd and then you did it right afterwards. Well, basically at the same time. So that was cool. Yeah, it was an interesting set. I think we weren't taking it, I guess, as seriously as we normally do. Sort of leading up, I don't think there was much practice at all from any of us 3. So it was going down for the vibes, it felt like, and we still did decently. So
yeah, no, you did well considering, for sure. You were quite unlucky, like we said, with like your first game being Asim's and Rukang's team, but that's a rough team to have first. And considering like,
I was like that was one of the best matches though.
Oh yeah, it was a really sick match. Like you say, it was really back and forth. It was like, since like the format like dictates, it's like each player has to play like a first of 2 for like every set. Like you say, it took like half an hour, like pretty much. So, and since it was like back and forth, like 2-1 games, like you say, and you just nearly like clutched out anyway. Like it was so close, yeah. Yeah,
no, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get that one recorded because it was too early. Like, I was like, I think we were too busy like just watching it and getting hype from like shit. Was probably.
It was the last game that was getting streamed was Asim against Eunice, and I didn't have anything set up.
Yeah, right.
I was getting streamed, and I was like, at that point, I sorted it for the next again matches, which was Daniel's OCV.
Yeah.
But I seen that game. That game was a bit strange. I think Eunice had the problem where I've had in the past, and many players get, where it's like you're playing someone that your training partner plays, and they're both high level, but then they play very differently, and you're just like thrown off. You're not expecting that because obviously Asim was playing King, and then one of Eunice's best friends, Bolt, plays King, so it's like he was just expecting all of this kind of Bolt stuff, I imagine, and then it just wasn't happening. It was kind of crazy. Like he was like super giant swing heavy. I remember that, but they were getting broken quite a bit as well, maybe 50-50. But I was like, he was really like going in for the grabs, especially.
Yeah, and like Eunice was getting like a few ducks, but like it's tough, man. King in this game is tough, you know.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, King is like right before the line is, you know what I mean? Like he needs fixed as well.
Yeah, no, but
without a doubt.
Reason, just
I'm saying without a doubt.
There you go. I was gonna say also the one cool thing about that Rukang match was the very final round I had versus him was I think 2 back-to-back rounds where I had almost a pixel, and then I came back from him almost having full. Like those matches were crazy. I wish we did have that recorded because
I wish I'd seen that as well.
One of the craziest things.
I distinctly remember you like you were starting to come back from nothing, and then you got him into a knockdown, and you started looping the like whatever, like the Lars, like is it Den 1 or is it Den? I can't remember, like whatever. Like,
Den 2 is the one that hits grounded. Yeah,
Den 2, like the get up type thing, and like every time you hit, it's like, oh my god, he's fucking like his health bars are slowly trickling down. Yeah, I was oh, but I don't think I was too loud. I was very much like I was trying to be like not too loud or anything, but yeah, that was really hype. That was really good. Well,
I mean, if you were loud, I didn't hear it. I was.
You were locked in, bro. You were locked in.
Locked in,
yeah. Nah, that was a good thing about the setups as well. That like the headphones and everything for PC. It was on PC tournament as well, so not laggy. Really well run. Can't say anything better about the setups. Really good.
That's quite difficult to do because obviously different PCs have different specs and stuff like that. They're like less reliable or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? There can be more issues, but I didn't hear anything negative at all about the setups.
I assume because it's Red Bull, like all the PCs like near enough the same.
Yeah, they must be pretty high spec.
Like near enough the same spec, or to the point where it doesn't matter. But
from the same manufacturer, if I had to guess.
Aye. But, really good run from you guys. Like I say, like unfortunate with some of the games now they like went out, but shouldn't feel discouraged at all. Any final thoughts on your tournament run, Eunice? Just
No, just London's a tough scene, man. As always has been, and always will be. So we did the best that we could. I feel like if we probably put in more effort into the season 2, I guess we would have probably gotten a much better result. But we were next time, hopefully things will change and we might come back. We'll come back stronger, you know.
I didn't even have all your best players either, Eunice, so they got lucky this time.
Nah, this time round, we'll be better. I mean, top 3 Scotland. You know what I mean? I'm happy with that. I'm well chuffed with that.
Without even trying, man, top 3. Imagine
if we tried.
Yeah. I heard Greg for 2 of the rounds didn't even connect his controller.
Aye.
Some of the games he just let them have it, and then smoked them.
But yeah, I'm real proud of you, Aiden, and AC. Obviously, you guys put in the work, and honestly, I was more than happy to sit back and watch you guys suffer. The hardships of the Lars and the Junes and the fucking whatever on the Horangs as well. Do you know what I mean? I was happy to sit back and watch you guys do your shit and do your thing. Do you know what I mean? And I'd watch again. I would watch again.
Aye, I guess we'll shift over to how we felt about our run then. Let me remember who we had.
I think one thing worth mentioning whilst we're getting this is that this is also a great thing for the casuals. A lot of casual people don't know how good Scotland is, and for whatever reason, people choose not to look at our big events. I don't know why, but here we are now. We're in London, and then we show up. So really cool for that regard that people can see us playing some high level Tekken where it matters. But if you want to keep looking at that, then keep a lookout, follow Tekken Scotland on X or whatever, constantly posting. We do a lot of events and stuff like that.
Aye, good plug. I try and show whatever I can in terms of events and all that. Obviously, here and on Twitter and Discord and that. So
yeah, people need to know. What I mean? We are a big scene and we're awfully welcoming. There's no there's a lot of drama on X right now, but other Tekken scenes and communities won't have that here. So yeah, definitely anyone's welcome.
Yeah, we saw our personal problems face to face. Believe it or not.
I've been battered by Eunice a few times. I'm still coming.
just made him tougher in the end.
Hands in 2017.
Yeah, my goodness. I was coming when I was a little boy, man, and now look at me. Rough. That's what Tekken does to a motherfucker.
You guys don't send vague subtweets? Just
we've not evolved to that stage.
We don't. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't do aimed statuses.
Give
so and so annoyed me today.
Yeah,
I hate vagueness. If I'm calling somebody an arsehole, I want them to know in real life that I'm calling them an arsehole. Do you know what I mean?
The only time I've ever been vague is King players, but I kind of want to also address all King players. So it's not like I need to individually at them. And even if I did, I don't even know if they can read. So what's the point? So yeah, that's the only time you'll ever be vague here. Right, Daniel, at the King players.
Exactly.
Yeah, idiots. Well, go on, Greg.
No. So I was very much. It was tough coming up with a name for the team. So then eventually, kind of just like Iron Fist works. Why not? It's the name of the show. Everything people might like that. I don't know. Probably like 5 people, but it works. But yeah, I don't really know. Again, not to approach it in terms of the individual games and everything, but my first game, I'll say, I don't think any of us did any warm ups or anything on our team. So for anybody who doesn't know, we had myself, AC Ali, and Peaceman, who wasn't able to join the show tonight, but he was looking to. But so hopefully in the future we can get him on talking about June and all that. But yeah, so actually that's important to mention. This was Peaceman's first major event outside of Scotland. And obviously the people had been given a preview of that his play, at least in Neutromania 2. And obviously he's been dominating Megs and all our events previous to that.
Yeah, we've got Grand Finals Neutromania 1 as well.
Yeah, but in terms of exposure to the wider UK scene, I think Neutromania 2 was getting to see him offline, because obviously we hadn't had a lot of people up since Big Yin.
Yeah, for Tekken 8.
Yeah, for Tekken 8, since Big Yin and all that. But yeah, so very, very stacked team. I was looking at that. Well, I say stacked in the other two, not myself. I was very much looking forward to getting carried, which to an extent I did. But at the very least, at the start, I was able to put in 1 character victory in OCV, which I definitely was not expecting, because I don't know if any of you were watching, but my first game was against I think it was a large player, and I was very much like, oh my god, what's going on type thing. Like, it took me a while to like get like used to like the rhythm of it, and oh my god, like what's going on type thing. But managed to pull through. It was kind of just
the last opponent on your OCV was good as well. The law player.
Yeah, because it was a Lars.
From watching that setback, he was good.
Yeah, it was a Lars. It was a Kazuya who like good execution and was like fucking me up a wee bit.
That guy was crazy.
Yeah.
That guy was 4 Red Bulls deep. He was going in.
he was ripping while standing twos. I was just blocking them in my face. Like I was not doing anything, man.
Yeah, that was a wild set.
Yeah, no, but that law player was really solid. Yeah, like you say. But yeah. I think my experience with Eunice definitely helped. Like my playing Eunice and Ibra prepared me for that. Like I was all right, But yeah.
See, I teach them, innit?
Teach them the lesson.
Congratulations, Eunice.
I teach them.
Yeah. And then after that we had our next team, which I think it was Nina, Feng, and a Jin player. And like the player that I heard from that team was T-Pack. Like I think I'd played him online a few times, but like I knew he was really good and really like he was likely to be like the anchor, I thought anyway. But it turned out no, I think he came out second actually. And yeah, I had a close set from Nina player at the start. Unfortunately wasn't able to close it out. But then finally had somebody else on the team a chance to play. And yeah, how did you feel about that set, Ali?
I was comfortable. I was doing surprisingly well. I was surprising myself at how often I was blocking the side step fours and breaking the throws. I will say, when you're playing the Lars, I was actually kind of nervous because if you lost, I was gonna throw myself up. I'll throw myself in to play next. I thought I don't know how to fight Lars at all, so I was nervous watching you play. So I was very relieved when you won it. But the follow up, the free agents TK, Feng, I felt comfortable. Jin was a bit scary, but I held it together. Yeah, I was able to OCV. I was quite happy about that.
Yeah, no,
got a lot of good hell sweep punishes on that Jin as well. You were blocking like a lot of those.
I don't know how many. I don't know how I was blocking them. Maybe it was luck or game sense or both.
I think maybe he was flowcharting wave dash, and he was mainly going for hell sweep from wave dash. And then you didn't like maybe register that, but you instinctively took the guess of like it looks like it's appearing obvious because it's happening more than once, But you were really like that was a turning point. You were completely blocking those hell sweeps.
Yeah, I think you were just too locked in. You were seeing those hell sweeps because I remember you asking me afterwards, like, were you reacting? Because I know you can kind of react to Jin's lows.
You can react to the hell sweep if it's right in front of you like that, and he goes for it, but not from a wave dash. But I think because he kept doing it from the wave dash, then yourself, Ali, you were just like blocking, launching everything.
I think I got hit by a forward 3 mix from wave dash once. Apart from that, I was able to block the majority of them, and
yeah,
I think you punished every hell sweep. I don't think you got one hell sweep that set.
Yeah, I think he probably landed a few. Yeah, but I do get a bit of performance anxiety, so I think I always try to do my best in them because I think I like to. Yeah, I'll still get it now.
No, going on. You got to know you're the shit. You got to tell yourself
that. Pre-tournament nerves, and then once I play game 1, I'm okay. Or game 2, I'm okay.
Hype yourself up. I'm the shit. I'm beating all these punks.
Yeah, I need Dusty at every tournament I go to, so he can just shit on my opponent and be like, "Oh yeah, this is." I feel good.
If this shit talks bad, then you're not ready for mines.
How do you think Scotland do so well at internationals? This is the secret sauce. Is like having the crowd behind.
Tell them that you learned from me, man. Tell them that you learned your shit talk from me.
I learned it from him most definitely. I felt after when I listened to Jack shit talk, I get more comfortable. Then I just come into my own with it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
everyone needs to go back. What's that? I also played against Neon K.
Oh yeah. That was.
Everyone needs to go back and watch that. But that was ruthless.
Yeah,
that was rough, but deserving. You come
most of
the think you're going to win. No chance.
But 99% of the time, I never shit talk anyone. Do you know? It's like I told you before. I keep it 100% gentlemanly with everyone that I compete with. Do you know? I don't call people names or nothing like that. I never challenge them for no reason to random things. I always keep it gentlemanly 100%. Isn't that right, Greg?
No disagreements. No disagreements.
Oh, we don't make it personal, But
yeah.
I want everybody that isn't Scottish to lose. Simple as that.
Yeah, I don't shit talk people. I just I keep it sportsmanlike.
That's esports. Sports is in the title. I want my nation to win. I don't care about any other nation. Hope you all lose. Oh no, my controller stopped working. Too bad. Looks like you're a loser.
Eat the round.
Yeah, exactly. Like I give a shit. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, go to bed and stop playing.
I think I had that during my first set of the day. It was like I think I rage arted like to kill at the end of a combo, and then the guy's like padded it, he paused it, and I hit my first ever legit. I'll take the round, but it killed anyway. But it was like it's alright.
I'd say if it's somebody that isn't Scottish and something like that does happen, even if it's like they seem like a good person, I don't give a shit. It's tournament.
Yeah. That's
they wouldn't do it to me.
Right mentality, man. Right mentality.
Man, we're the country that would shit talk a brick wall if it stood in our way.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Fuck that brick wall.
Respect it.
I will say for that specific set, free agents. How do you pronounce it? Was it Belika, the gym player? He was really fucking good. Like he was like very like good execution. Like the combos were on point. It was very very close set against yourself, but you were able to clutch out. But yeah, I need to big up my gym players. Because he's such a tough to win with character. Like so hard. You need to place your moves like better than anybody else really. Like I need to I need to give my props to him for trying, because it's fucking hard out here. He could have picked anybody else, but he decided to choose Jin and live an honest life.
Your bottom 5?
Yeah, let's say that. I mean, he lost his spike in the last patch, so like that's like game breaking, That and 2-1-4 being -10 is like, why even play him anymore? I don't get it.
Propaganda is strong,
but it's so hard. It's so hard, man. It's so tough.
Respect to the Jin players.
Exactly.
Respect to the one Jack player in the UK. Nobody else.
Yeah, but well played.
Oh, and Mini, my goat, and Easel, the Bristol lot. I respect you guys.
Chrome's doing good. I don't know if you were saying Chrome, but Chrome had I think his team was like YBG or something. I can't remember, but their team were on stream a few times. They were doing good. But
I'm shout out.
Aye.
Hustling.
Yeah, but after that we had our first stream game. Because that was two in so far, and then we had our first game of stream, winner semis of the pool. So far I think we're flying, doing good. The only Shanna about this format is it meant that Peaceman didn't have any warm up at all, so he hadn't played, like period. Because I don't think he was wanting to play warm ups like non-tournament games anyway. But it didn't mean he hadn't played. But anyway, coming into it, we had our next team, which was favourite to win the event, no handshakes, which was Kwis, Gosain, and Chicken Maru. Which, if you're even have a passing interest in the UK scene or just the Tekken scene in general, that's a fucked up team. That is a very fucked up team. But yeah, we were on stream. It was kind of, I can't remember if we had it was a bit of a delay in between it, but I think we had a wee bit, and then I think the stream runner and Jop were talking to us and we're like, oh well, do you want to just play now, or do you want to play on stream? And we're just like, no, we'll wait a wee bit and play on stream. And yeah, we didn't, past that point we didn't really have a lot of time, and we just got to sit on the stream setup. But the benches and I will say specific mention to the stream layout and everything. It was good how they had the cameras on both teams. You could see them cutting between the matches and the other split screen with the players and all that. It was really good high-tier production. And yeah, I don't think I've played any of these guys in T8. I think I've maybe played maybe Gosain or Kwis online in T7, but never in T8. So I wasn't sure what to expect really. I was kind of just going in well, probably not gonna get many rounds or anything, but I'll just see what I can do for an experience and everything. And I think that was my first time playing against Season 2 Hwoarang, and yeah, I think about what I expected happened, where I managed to get a couple of rounds, but otherwise it was very one-sided. And yeah, I don't know if you want to elaborate on how you were feeling about that match as well, Ali. No.
It was well, it's Hwoarang. Hwoarang as a character is very oppressive, overwhelming, lots of plus frames. The new low, I hadn't actually played against any Hwoarangs after Season 2. I think I had about maybe a couple of hours playing online, and the rest was just labbing certain characters. So I checked out the new low and I thought, wow, this is pretty good. It's very fast, and trying to react to it is very difficult. So having to adjust to the animation and the new string from Right Foot Flamingo was difficult because I didn't know what to expect. I'm not too familiar with the Flamingo stuff, so it was tough. But good experience. We did our best, so it's all good.
Yeah, I want to mention a funny story about that new Hwoarang string from it's RFF, isn't it?
No, it's Right Flamingo.
Oh, Right Flamingo, sorry. So it was, I think Joey TCB, Bristol legend, SWT legend. He was playing against Haroon in losers, and I think he was the anchor in the team. I think he was no, he was actually mid, but it doesn't matter anyway. So he was playing he hadn't played against Hwoarang either, and I think he was getting hit by that, and he was trying to press. He was blocking the new string and trying to press after, and he was he was confused. He got hit by it a few times, and after he was like, "Is that plus?" And then everyone just started laughing. The realization that a move like that was plus and not just it was just minus or punishable or anything.
Mid, uninterruptible, unparryable.
14 frames plus 4. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Welcome to season
really fair
2.
Move.
Yeah. No, it was very very tough to deal with, but I mean I've always been to an extent I've always been quite bad against Hwoarang anyway, but yeah, in addition to that it was very very tough. But yeah, then after me and yourself were taken down, we had Peaceman stepping up to the plate. His first game of the day, no warm-ups, no nothing, and it was a very, very good set. I think it was 2-1, wasn't it? It was 2-1 final round. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Peaceman would have won if it wasn't for that crazy Hwoarang.
Yeah, Aiden was showing his level, man. The fact that the first game, he was kind of a bit of a wash, but then after that it was none going. He was just took it back. I think it was a reverse Frio, wasn't it? Might have been.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, reverse Frio, and then the last game was 3-2 final hit, and yeah, no, he played super well. I can't say anything more about that.
That's a shame. I get everyone has to play into the meta, but yeah, it was a shame to see. But hopefully in the future we'll get Peaceman back down. But that was a hard game to watch. I could hardly look at the screen when Hwoarang was doing this pressure. It's just so suffocating. It's unreal. But fair enough. I get they got to do what they got to do. But yeah, it's a shame. Aiden was playing really well.
Yeah, it's like I say, that's a fucked up team. So it's kind of tough to get it from that. But Aiden did really well, like you say. But with that, we were sent down to losers. But since we'd done so well coming out to that with the 2 wins, it meant that we were put 2 away from qualifying for top 6, and so our first game in losers was against Haroon's team. So that was Haroon, Amaj King. It's just Amaj King.
Amaj King, yeah. Amaj King's a cool guy.
Yeah. I know. I think I've seen his name about. I've not played him before, but I know he's super OG, isn't he?
We once had a back and forward when I was 16 when I got into Tekken, and that was something so stupid. And he walked up to me in London and he was like, "You're that guy," and I says, "You're that motherfucker as well." And then we just laughed, and he was like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, good." And then we were like, "What were we even?" And we just talked about it, and we were like, "That was a massive misunderstanding on both parts." I thought he worded something in aggressive way, but it was pure sarcasm. And I just thought he was being genuine. And I was like, "Fuck you." I was like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" kind of thing. And then I met him and he was super cool. So yeah, I was really happy to see him. He's a sick guy. So yeah, that was cool.
It was a really good team. Again, another set where I went up first, and I think prior rounds Haroon hadn't been going first, but for this one he went first just because whatever. I think he was feeling momentum from the previous set. But yeah, because they'd had a really close game against Joey's team. So I think he was feeling momentum from that, so he went first. Beat me. I did alright. It wasn't that great or whatever, but I got a few rounds, whatever. And then we had yourself step up Ali again, and I think you must have played Haroon a couple times before this, right?
I played him in Tekken 7 in tournament twice, or maybe it was twice. One on stream, one off stream. So the record was 1-1.
Right.
And that's why we left it. In Tekken 7 anyway, so that was the first time me playing him in Tekken 8 ever. And I did well. I won, so I think I did well. I took what I learned from K-West, the match against K-West, and just applied it to this. Try to be more patient. I didn't go for any parries again because that wasn't working out. I thought, Leia's got a leg parry. I can try and use it when they're going to press because sometimes when they do down 3-4, they're plus 17, plus 16. I thought, okay, they're going to do a kick, so I'll do my kick parry, and then I just kept eating slower moves and dying for it.
Yeah, it's too much a hard read sometimes when you go for like parries in those situations in tournament. Because like in a long set, you can maybe attempt that more, but it's like in tournament against like Warang's pressure, it can be like unforgiving if you go for a parry at the wrong time or whatever.
I thought it'd be okay to throw out because if I represent it and it works, then they'll second guess doing a certain option. But the 2 times I used it, he was able to snuff it out, and I thought, right, I can't do it anymore because his timing, he just keeps mixing it up. And, oh, okay, damn, that's a shame. I can't stop the offense. What do I do now?
Right, that worked.
Yeah. Guess for your life. That's what you do. You guess for your life.
Yeah.
I was hyped to watch that as well. That was a good result.
Did you beat Harun then, AC?
I think I UCV'd.
OCV'd. Oh, good.
Classic Humble again. No,
Who was the Dragonov? Because I know Amash King and Hirin. I don't know who the Dragonov player was.
The Dragonov was called. His name was Ogre 2.
No idea.
Yeah, no, he was really good.
He was all right.
Yeah, he was using.
The team is quite strong.
Yeah, no, that was a very good team. He was using a lot of the new, like the new Dragonov, like was it Pigeon Roll into like whatever.
I don't know how real that is, but it works a lot. You know what I mean? Like when I see it, I'm like, that shit looks so fake, and then people just get hit by the mix, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I'm
man. You know for a fact it's going to be real.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm glad you were able to scope out a lot of the lows and like launch them, because I think I would have been like, oh, new low, do I launch it? But then, like, yeah, we're able to catch out anyway. It's good.
It's why I was surprised. Yeah, it's a stagger low. I was surprised why he's using it so much. He just kept abusing pitch around. I thought, okay, well, that's safe, but he keeps doing the low. So he's risking his life to get a grounded 50-50 mix up, I think. And I thought, okay, I'll commit. Let's do it. I think he landed on me a couple times, but I made sure he paid for it when he did it again.
Yeah, no, super well played. And then Amaj was he was anchor, right?
He was anchor. Yeah. So I think the toughest fight was the Dragonov fight for me. Definitely, he was. He just stuck to his game plan, which was, I'm getting punished. I'm getting launch punished. I'll just keep doing it because pigeon roll is just very evasive. And it's new, so no one really expects it or knows how to deal with it. Yeah, that was definitely the toughest fight. But Average King, he took me out on Sodium one time, I think, in Tekken 7. So it was nice to have a run back. Yeah. Tell me about it. As he said, I said, yeah, we played once before. Do you remember? It's like, yeah, we played in Tekken 7. He asked me who won. I said, you won. And he said, hopefully I can keep the record up. No, I said, nah, not this time. Not this time.
Okay.
Not this time, big man.
Yeah. But keeping the streak of me starting and then you OCVing for the rest. Our next set was our top 6 qualifier, which anybody who was on the Joker stream, this was another stream game, and yeah, coming into, I mean, looking at the team, very strong team. I know Douglader's like been streaming for like a long time, like one of the main Lily players in the UK. Wagboy is someone that we know through UFG. Strong Horang player, and Seeger I'd heard of before. I haven't played them. I mean, I don't play.
They're all streamers, this team.
Yeah. Damn, there you go, all streamer team. Yeah, they're all very, very strong players, and yeah, I don't. Again,
I go and Seeger stream quite a bit. He's a cool guy, so I was quite looking forward to seeing him play. But obviously, I was rooting for you so heavily, so I was like, it's quite a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah. Actually, I was selling myself short. I was saying that Ali OCV'd. This one, I was actually happy to say that this was a set I actually contributed to. First game against Wagboy. Again, I was feeling a bit rough because I'd lost to KOS and lost to Haroon in the past 2 sets. So I was like, oh no, Horang, what am I going to do? But yeah, no, it was a good set. 2-1 in the end. I think the first game I kind of like came back after like a run round deficit and then whatever. And then the third game, I just kind of got quite fortunate with some interactions. I know he was watching back some of his games, and I was checking out the VOD, and it was quite funny, like realizing, oh yeah, no, he got robbed a couple of times. Like he's one of those guys that tries.
That's all right. Warang robs everybody right now, so rightfully so. Unlucky.
Yeah. I think
some things we can do it too.
I think the main one was like I tried to hell sweep him, and then he blocked, and he tried to delay hob kick punish, and it whiffed because it was like tip range. But that is like, if I did that, I'd be like raging, and I would not shut up about it. So, yeah, fair play. Unfortunate, but no, it was a really good set.
Could have been stream skyrocket. Taha would have done that. Shake my damn head.
I know it was a really good set, really back and forth. I've managed to eke out a win, and then had my second game against a Dough and yeah, I try to think last Lily I played was probably Jamie down south. But yeah, no, I kind of got rolled over a bit. I did alright. I got a couple of runs, but it was quite one sided. So yeah, no, you played really well. And then what to send yourself in, Ali. I don't know if you'll have had a lot of little experience against Monster, but I don't know if you've played Duke Glider before or.
No, that was my first time playing Duke Glider. Had a bit of Lily experience in Japan, very briefly. Yeah, most of my experience came from playing Monster TK before I left, and I'm not a big fan of the Lily layer matchup because of Tech 7 layers moves are very linear, and Lily's sidestep is very good. So I was really worried about that in this one. I didn't get punished too heavily for it when I did miss, but I was happy I got the dub on that because I knew the chat was I had a feeling that the chat would be going at each other if I lost. I knew the Scottish fans and the Lily stands were going to be supporting the boy in this. So I thought, okay, I have to win this.
I think in terms of chat activity, that was probably the set of the day because like that was like popping off like you say on both sides. Like Duke Glider has like 1 million fans who were all like typing up in chat, and then we obviously had the Scottish guys like backing us up. So it was very like fucking like chat was just going a mile a minute, you know. It was crazy. It was crazy watching that back, reading the chat, and thinking, oh,
was our guys talking shit to the Lily fans?
I think they're being more supportive. I think of us, but yeah.
It was friendly.
I
think it was more support than I think it was the occasional,
shit talk.
Just like very subtle at some points. But
a lot of the time when we got a launch, I would be like, ha 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 ha. Imagine walking into that, or something like that. That's right.
I think that was when Ali was starting to let it down for twos rip a bit more.
Just like that would be an example. Yeah, like a lot of the time during the chat, I was just doing stuff like, "How could you guys be losing like this? Embarrassing," stuff like that. Just being so petty, but it's funny. At the end of the day, like they can do that to us, and as long as it's just the gameplay we're talking about, then it's all game.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's like you say, it's like friendly shit talk. It's not like not that deep.
That's fun. Yeah, like see when you watch these videos online and it's FGC highlights. There are two things: results or shit talking and having a good time. So a lot of people shy away from shit talking, but it's like, why on earth would you? It's like it creates memories, you know what I mean? And it's like, what, are you scared to shit talk in case you don't know what they're going to say back or whatever? At the end of the day, like if you know how to handle yourself and you're not evil, then it's why not? Why not get involved?
Yeah.
Because it's competition. It's just competition at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. And it's like you say, like that was popping off to, like, to the best extent in the chat, going huge. Someone put up the Dusty tweet when he signed up. Oh, I don't know. I need to see what it says.
Oh, what did it?
You dig up, Eunice. You dig up, Eunice. Whilst we,
I said what? What did you get yourself into, Eunice?
I said, ready my throne, peasant, and then I tagged Joker.
I forgot.
Listen, Chop, man. Lucky season 2 happened, all right? Because that was totally going to happen.
I meant that too. I meant that shit. I said, ready my throne, peasant.
And then
so what? So what? Next, if the game gets fixed, Eunice, what's going to happen?
I'm going to continue to shit talk at every single person that stands in my way. You know what I mean? Everybody gonna get it. Even my grandmother used to get it. I'm kidding on. She never.
You nearly got on commentary, did you not, near the end?
I asked Chops. I said, let me on commentary, and then I think he asked Joker, and Joker was like, nah, we'll stick together. Then I was like, you know what, let them do what they do. But if they don't want that increased viewership, if Chops and Joker don't want that increased viewership, which they could have got from me, that's fine. That's fine. I'll let them do their thing. But just so you know, they could have got more viewers, and we could have really started some, some spag level type shit. Country against country. We could have sparked some real interest here. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Spag nose. I mean, not spag. Chop nose. Chop nose.
Thanks, Ali, for linking that in chat just so everybody can see. Very good. I forgot about that. That's funny. Oh my god.
I said there's a new monarchy. Ready my throne, peasant.
The classic.
Very funny.
Oh my god. I just it's just so much fun. You're right. See, when you're just shit talking about the game and stuff like that, and nothing personal shit, it's just so much fun to do. Even if you lose, it's like no harm done. I mean, if you lose, you lose. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Take the L.
Oof.
Wait,
damn, we got technicalities from the TO, the man himself in chat, saying that since the other scenes didn't really pull up, we won region by default.
Oh yes.
The best kind of win. The best kind of win by technicality.
That means Joker has to ready my throne. Does that mean that peasant has to ready my throne?
It does.
It does.
Sorry, Ali. Me and you will share a seat since we were both going to do it. All right. on the throne before 4 people on the throne. That's what we're talking about.
Aye. Actually, I suppose we're in the middle talking through the bracket, but we were technically the highest placing team outside of London, right? So, it's good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
much.
Yeah, it's
It was the London team, and then there was a Kane's team, and then it was you guys.
Kane's London.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're both London teams. But obviously Joker's Birmingham and he wasn't playing, so...
Yeah, it was basically just between us and Bristol, to be fair. I don't think there wasn't really a Brum team. I know Cup of Rules was there. And I think NRC's is NRC staying in Birmingham? I don't know. I'm not sure, but...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, mate. Job, do you know? I feel like he is. Let's check.
Oh my god.
You said it, not me.
Not a lot more of the Birmingham guys showed up.
Oh, shit.
Chop, keep the chat PG, man. Keep it PG.
It's a shame we don't have an overlay.
Screenshotting, sending to Ao Richie as we speak.
Anyway, so we're talking through that last set to qualify for top 6. Well, you played Glider and then you played against Seeger. How'd you feel about Steve? Obviously, I don't think you would have played him before, right?
No, I haven't played him before, and I hadn't labbed the new Steve, so I thought, when Steve goes into Lionheart at +8, I can use down back 3 to beat 2 out of 3 options. But with the new season 2, he can weave and back sway and duck in now when he's in Lionheart, which I didn't know. So I tried to do down back 3, and I just kept it in back sway 2 or something, and I just kept getting blown up. I thought, okay, I'll try it again. He'll do Lionheart 2 or the mid or the high. And he didn't do it. He did the back sway again, and it just completely whiffed. And I thought, right, okay, I can't do that anymore because the matchup was completely changed. So I just relied on my my season 1 Steve knowledge, and if I'm not sure about something, just don't duck. That's what I didn't. So I just held the new heat string that he's got. It's probably +7 or something. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll just hold that. Yeah, Fist of Fury, yeah, right.
That's +11 in stance.
Yeah, I was holding that. I'm not ducking. He can have the down 2 ones.
Heat smash for more pressure after that into a canned mix up, by the way.
I think there was a specific round where he did it twice into heat smash. Actually, it might not have been Seeger, it might have been Marco later on. I can't remember, but yeah. Kind of mad.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, watching Steve do Fist of Fury is actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's a cool.
Not in those frames, it isn't.
No. The frames suck, right? The frames suck, right? But the move is pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, the animation's cool. Yeah, fair enough. But Jack's clap animation was cool. Didn't mean we had to see it so much.
That was not cool. He was jumping up like this.
I know.
That's how he was fucking jumping. Every time, there was nothing fun about that. Big fucking fat robot just jumping at you, just fucking trying to clap you in the cheeks like, come on, man.
Developers thought it was a good idea, right? That's totally what it didn't need. His down back 1 reverted to season, to Tekken 7 where it was fine. It didn't need that. He needed to jump in the air and clap his hands. So that's not what they wanted for the character. Fuck giving them the old down forward 2 range back when it's -14. May as well just, make him jump. Fucking no sense.
Uh,
Listen, Chop, man, nobody in the UK misses old Jack more than me, man. I'll say pour one out, man. F in the chat. Yeah, back to Crew Cup.
Yeah, am
So
I
what
right? Am I
happened
right
after
in
the
thinking?
Seeger game?
Yeah, I was gonna say, am I right in thinking you went down first game and then came back from that? I can't quite remember.
Yep. I lost the first game, and then I brought it back. I stopped doing layer things and thought I'd be a bit more
Neutral base.
Yeah, neutral base, a bit more solid. Just stop throwing out down back threes. Just use bet 1-4, use Buck, the new layer Buck, new Buck low. Just put them in the mix if I had to, and it worked out.
Yeah, I think this exposed something that I've mentioned when I go down to tournaments, is that I feel like I'm not exactly the best coach when it comes to watching stuff, because I'm very much in like the emotion of the set, and I'm just not like paying attention to like specific things. So whenever like someone's asking me like, oh, what can I do different, I'm just like, play good. I don't know, you're playing good. Just keep killing. I'm very much the emotional support of the team, whereas I think later on Aiden was actually giving you some pointers in terms of other things. Yeah, at least.
Which I'm surprised about. I had a set against Richie in May or something like that, or maybe the MIG after that where Richie won. And I said, Aiden coached me. And I said, Aiden, tell me something I should be doing differently. And he said, I have no idea. Good luck, and walked away. I was fucking raging. I was like, what do you mean? He just gave up hope.
It's classic. It's very good.
Yeah, fucking gone. I was like, oh well.
Unlucky.
That's out of the window. Yeah, that's out of the window.
Aye. Yeah, no, so after that, I was just saying to Chop in chat, and we had our closest set of the day, like the most tension, I'd say, off stream, because I think by this point it was getting quite late, so I was like, okay, we need to get through these games as fast as possible. So we ended up running it against as skillful as possible, ASAP, which
team top 5. Keep going.
Yeah, no, really good team, really strong team.
S tier character team, keep going.
Yeah, which was, let me just remember. It was False Gods, ASAP Marco, and Dinosaur. And I don't think I played any of these guys before. I've been a fan of Dinosaur for like a while because he was on like the Blasted Salmon like podcast and all that stuff. Like really knowledgeable guy. Been in the scene for like decades at this point. Really funny guy. I think I remember me and Eunice talking to him at VSF one morning. Like just for a while, like picking his brain.
Sorry, I was there too, by the way.
Oh, you there?
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
Hell. I was fucking there. I was talking to Pro more than you.
My bad.
Rough.
I just remember.
I wasn't there, guys. Didn't have the beard yet.
Was it when we were talking about the Tekken 8 beta?
I don't know. That's when he was telling me he's Scottish. And I was like, what the fuck do you think, Haggis?
Oh no, this was a different.
Like
sorry,
that.
I'm thinking of a different year. I forgot about that. No,
we met him at the station, and then I was talking to him.
Yeah, no, that happened before. I was thinking of another time where me and Eunice were talking to him at a cafe. He was talking.
Nice save.
Yeah, we're talking about the beta. Yeah, okay. Anyway, point is, those guys really good, really sound, and it was probably the funniest set of the day as well as the closest, because that was when the shit talk got going properly. Yeah, anyone that that was there can attest to the fact that Eunice was on tip top form, not playing, but he was there to get the shit talk going, man.
See, you're there for emotional support. I'm there for comical support.
Psychological. I don't know.
Psychological. Thank you, Jack.
I felt kind of bad. I felt kind of bad because it got to a point where we were like making enough jokes that like it was making Ali laugh as he was playing. I was like, we need to
collateral damage. It was collateral damage. You were doing good. It was funny, but you were making both of us laugh. We were still able to concentrate.
I said at one point, Jesus was born 1700 AD after Dinosaur.
Oh, but it didn't
I
help.
told him it wasn't Coronation Street. You're like, you gotta get home to watch a Coronation Street.
Yeah, we just send him home. He's got to catch up with some Coronation Street right now.
I need to watch that one back. You do a -9 move. Oh, why didn't you punish it?
My favorite was all the expressions of these players.
When AC was about to win, I was shouting, "Get the wheelchair out! Get the wheelchair out!"
That wheelchair's ready for you.
That was definitely the closest.
I said we're gonna wheel his ass on out of here.
It was also the part that I was liking was it was late. It was very late in the day at this point. I think it was like 10:30, 11ish, right?
Yeah.
We were both kind of like we were all kind of like, man, we're hungry. We've not ate. And like I think Dino was making the comparison of the South Park episode where like they're playing Little League and they just want to lose so they don't have to go and play in the summer. and everyone's like, "Man, I want to walk forward so I can go and eat." Everyone's just like... So I think at one point we were saying to Dino, like, "If you win, you need to play another set." By the way, I know you don't want to do that.
I says your boys look like they want to go home, Dinosaur. You sure you want to win?
Yeah. I know that was.
They were chill. They were absolutely chill. They were having fun with it as well. Like, and you know, like they're talking about expressing themselves, and then we just said, "Oh, look who's expressing themselves as they're getting comboed."
Yeah.
No, every time there was a season 2 move on screen, I was just like, "Oh, look at these players expressing themselves."
It was whenever Peaceman was hitting the 100 level, like Miari or like whatever the lightning bolt is, like fucking just out of
Miari
nowhere.
2, I think.
Yeah.
Range 5, man. Flashbang.
I think it was a few times when he was doing it like round start and like hitting Dino, and we were just laughing because like I think we all were just pissing ourselves laughing because how far it was hitting him away from us.
I think someone shouted. I think someone shouted, "Should have dodged."
Instead of sidestepped.
Just say that, yeah, man.
It should have dodged, mate. It was easy.
That shit is like minus 26 on block though, so it is really risky. But the
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad because Aiden was like range 26 at that point.
I know that was probably like I probably set of the day actually, just for like how close it was and like the power and all that. Aiden decided to step up second rather than third because we hadn't like playing anchor previous sets, but he was able to play second, so he took out both Marco and False God, and then had a close set with Dinosaur. It was kind of unfortunate he didn't beat Dinosaur and get the OCV himself, but yeah, no, he was playing really good that set.
All the unfortunate games.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting that match against Dinosaur because I've always known Aiden to be. We've all actually known Aiden to be pretty good in the Brian matchup. He's like, you know what I mean. Like he's been Grim many a times. You know what I mean. And he was
Brian and June are just at the same kind of caliber. These two characters are insane right now.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but like that was a good close game. That.
Yeah, no, really fun.
Close. AC versus Dinosaur was close as hell. That could have gone either way. The last minute.
Yeah.
Yep, that was toughest one I think probably.
Sorry, no, go on, sorry.
It's probably just toughest fight. So he knew what to expect. He was expecting a down back 3 at some point because I did it to him in Tekken 7, and he said to me, "Oh, you're meant to do down back 3 at the end of the match when you're about to win." I said, "No, I'm doing it mid match now."
Okay. Yeah, it was middle of the last game, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He used to say that shit to me all the time. He says, "Oh, you're meant to do this." I said, "Shut up, old man. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want." I said, "I'll do whatever the fuck I want."
I know that was a really good set. Something that I don't know if we noticed at the time we were playing, but like at some point I think during the last game they were telling us like, "Oh, can you shift to the side a wee bit?" Because it turns out in the gaming sphere they have like cameras on the ceiling. So on Joker's stream, like, because this was initially off stream, but then on Joker's stream at some point, once they'd wrapped up the previous game, did the camera zoom in on the monitor, so you had like you could see like the top of like Ali and Dino's heads, like because it was zoomed in on the monitor, like proper like full screen. So you had the stream watching like the last game. So
yeah,
that was really,
they
really
called
cool.
the last round. Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah,
I'm even more glad that I won that now because everyone was watching. So
yeah, man, it was scared. Like it was really close as well because I think Dino got you by counter hit, hatchet, flipped you over. And then you were like on like barely anything. Then you
was winning the last round. Yeah, you brought it back.
Yeah, they I think you won with like the while standing like whatever string, run up down 4.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
A lot of people like to they get antsy. So what I like to do is I do while standing 3-1, and if I see the counter hit marker, I send it with the 2. Because when someone's on the floor, you think, "Oh, okay, it's my time to press." But then I wake up, I just do while standing 3. It's like 13. It's super quick. Do that. Oh, counter hit, boom. Finish the string, down 4, get a bit extra damage.
Some characters are really good at doing that, like using your well-standing moves, like sometimes mashing like in a situation, but you're keeping your opponent honest. Like Daniel, your character leads like that as well. Where some situations they'll heat burst, and it's like fuck it, we've got infinity kicks. I'll just well-stand 3-3. You know, like it's quite a good option.
I mean, I feel like
I like plays like that. I thought it was hype when you were doing the same. And especially that last game there, Ali.
Thank you. Very close. I was not in control of that situation at all.
I thought it was badass. I was like, fucking yes.
Yeah, that was like the biggest pop off of the day as well. Just like how the tension, just how close it was. You know, it was good. I think like right after that we got pulled over to the stream right? Because it was
He's dead. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like immediate.
yeah. Because that point, then we had well, actually, yeah, because we had, in terms of like scene rep, we had Bristol, but we also had Brighton, with the team captained by Shurdle, who joined them along with Chewit and Yusuf. Brighton, as far as I'm aware, like in terms of like Tekken, pretty new scene in terms of like kind of like the stream and like the Monday night brackets.
Wait,
and
hold
all
on
that.
a second. Is Shurdle the name of a Pokemon character?
No,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
a Squirtle.
Oh, my bad.
But moving on.
Yeah, so that it's like I'd been talking to the guys throughout the day because I can pally with them, and we were just kind of like, oh, you know, good run and everything, and then I didn't realize that they were like we were matching up the bracket to like meet them in the top 4. So that was our game on stream to make top 4, and it was another very close set. I pulled up first again because again I was just going to point every game because I'm like, whatever, I'm the weakest player on the team, I'll just go first and see how it goes. And I played Chewit game 1. New lore for everybody who doesn't know yet. Joey TCB's brother. I think I think Joka found out on stream, so it's quite funny hearing his reaction. He was like, I think he was telling Job, like, you're chatting, like you're lying. Why would you say that? And then we were just laughing about how
I didn't know till Neutral Mania either. Like I met Joey in Bristol. I had no idea.
Yeah, I think I told you, and you were like,
Crazy.
what? You were like, what? Or like,
Yeah. It was you. I must have been you. And I was like, actual. I was like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. So I got beat by Chewit, and then Aiden pulled up, did the business, took out Chewit, and then we had Yusuf coming up with the new season 2 large, and
Actually, it was Aiden beat Chewit, right?
yeah, Aiden beat Chewit.
Yeah, Aiden beat Chewit and lost.
Wait, was that the last one?
That was the.
You were the last one. You were the last one.
You were anchor. Yeah.
I thought Aiden was the last one. I think I just
Aiden
took it out of my mind.
You were so locked.
Shit.
You were so locked in.
Shit.
That, yeah, you didn't even realize. Yeah.
I thought it was okay if I lose. I got Aiden behind me, so I was gonna walk out and be like, "Oh, we're getting up. We lost. Wait, what?"
That's good then.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, no, you did the anchor business. You did the anchor business, bro. You had it. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe I did remember, and now I just forgot. But yeah, doesn't matter.
Aye. Yeah. So Aiden had a really close set with it was Yusuf. Was that? Yeah,
It was Yusuf.
Yusuf, the large player. Yeah. Really close, really back and forth. I think Aiden got really unlucky on a lot of situations.
No wonder the fucking character was from one screen to the other in like a matter. Even the camera didn't even know where to fucking catch him. You know what I mean? It was like, never mind.
That was like a Dragon Ball match. Like, what the hell are you meant to like? What are you meant to do? It's like when Krillin's like blinking his eyes. He's like, what? Watching Lars, fucking hell, man.
June's trying to shoot lasers. It's just not quite working. But yeah.
That was Krillin against Ultra Instinct Goku. You know, that was something. But, you know, GG's.
Aye. Nah, Aiden got unlucky.
Yusuf's fault. Yusuf made Lars before this, you know. So respect.
Yeah, no, it's not like he picked them up just for this, you know.
Yeah. So
unlike some people.
I'd leave him alone. He's playing bottom 1. All right. Taking that, Daniel.
Maybe not bottom up with you.
Yeah.
Alright, I love Daniel to bits. I'm glad he picked up the lures because like he did like 2/3 of the work for us.
The Lord did 2/3 of the work for us. I felt like every game was the same. I just pushed the good buttons and I was just won. I was like, okay.
That's just Tekken. That's just Tekken distilled to its essence, you know. Just hit the win buttons.
Tekken 8. Don't you dare say Tekken to its essence.
My bad.
Oh, watch yourself, mate. Watch yourself.
He's gonna put up to your house.
Mm-hmm.
I know where he stays too.
You've not got a throne here, Eunice.
I had it done for me on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, so everyone's been paying attention to the Brighton team. Yusuf's been doing really well. Like they've got a good crop of new players. Well, I say new players as in I don't know how long they've been playing for, but like players that like maybe we haven't seen before. But yeah, Yusuf's been doing really well, along with Chewit down there. And yeah, they've been cultivating a really strong scene recently, led by Shurdle, who was their anchor after Ali came in, took out Yusuf. I think special mention to the Stomps after rounds because you were getting pissed. Like you could tell.
What's wrong with that anyway?
There's
I'm going to
nothing
start
wrong with
key
it, nothing wrong
charging
with it.
these sensitive little, so and so's. I'm going to start key charging.
Listen, Alistair, you got nothing to be
Keep it up.
sorry about. I used to be stomping all the time on people I hated playing against, obviously, just because I was angry. You know, it's natural. It's
Keep it
natural.
up.
Yeah.
Keep
It's
up.
natural.
You gotta send me on my villain arc, Jack. Can't be doing that.
No. Well, because it's competition. That gives you advantage. Like, see, if I was playing against any one of yous right now, and I knew that yous are going to cry over key charging, I'm key charging your ass, even if I lose. I don't care. It's not my fault. You can't handle a key charge, whatever. No, people are so sensitive over that. Whatever, it's not that deep.
I had a phase where I was key charging offline, but I think I've subdued that.
Funny.
For now.
I told you to keep going. I was like, I like this. It's cool. I'd start doing that, but people assume it's personal, and it's like, why is this assumption being made? Like, calm down.
Yeah. Greg key charged me at one point last year. Like I remember, and I just left it. I was like, "This motherfucker."
I lost, so it was okay. It was okay.
I forgave him after 10 minutes. I forgave him after 10 minutes. I forgave him after 10 minutes. No, I lost the set. You won the set.
Did I?
Yes, you won the set.
Oh damn. Okay. Damn, I need to do
So
that.
yeah, that's why I'm saying you motherfucker. After I lost the set, I was like, this motherfucker, and then I calmed down after like 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Alright. That just shows you, ladies and gents, Ali stomps were working out.
Stomp. Nothing wrong.
I just stomped him again. I just stopped him again for good measure, Ali. I don't know why you like
No, I mean, I thought, you know what, if I'm gonna corpse kick, I may as well just commit when I run around, so I just did it every round. But if I'm it comes a funny chat was funny. It's like, oh, those downfall ones were personal. Yeah, they were very personal.
Oh, Chop was funny. Yeah, Chop was funny on it. He was like, whoa.
Got me on commentary afterwards. Say, oh, what was up with that? I was like, it's just Lars, man.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Everyone understood. Everyone understood. But I just, just dealing with that. I mean, Leo was pretty good too. I mean, very, very strong. So was Lars. But when
they're not comparable though. Like, Leo needs fixed, yeah, but Lars needs fixed altogether. I'm not downplaying.
Yeah, there's a lot with Lars, and it was just very. You played Tekken for fun, and it just wasn't fun. The fight against, he's like flying all over the screen. You don't know what's going on.
No competition is fun. Like competition is like life or death out here, man. You know what I mean? It's just you go in there, the killer mentality. Like you gotta win. That's how you win them.
As they say, wartime.
I don't know.
Wartime fun. That's our. By the way, since you are an honorary Scot, AC, that's our.
Fully Scottish. Fully Scot now.
Yeah, you're full. You are full Scottish now. Like that's our motto. It's wartime, son. You'll be hearing that quite a lot, especially during VSF.
Yeah, you've kind of picked your side now, Alistair. Unlucky. You can never attempt to be English when it comes to Tekken again. Like they will resent you.
VSF,
that's still done.
VSF streamers, it's like, get that flag changed right now. Like, what is that?
Yeah, Bristol, we will fight the Bristol lot to the death for you.
In Tekken, of course, in Tekken.
Oh yeah.
No, in real life, man, in real life.
I wouldn't mess with you in this.
Huh? Nice.
Of course not.
Kickboxer, right?
What'd you say?
You do some kickboxing, don't you? You do some.
No, Dad, just boxing, not kickboxing.
Right,
Steve.
My knees are too bad to lift high up, you know.
Got you. Oh,
What that expression after? No.
I was calling myself old in a way. You know what I mean? I'm 30.
Aye. Anyway, GG's to, was it the Brighton team?
GG's right. Brighton team. After it, Ali clutched out against Shuttle in a very back and forth close set. Were you saying you'd played Shuttle before? I don't know if you'd beat him before. I don't think you had, or I can't remember what you were saying.
I played him in Tekken 7 a few times in tourney, and I think every time I played him, it got closer, but I never closed it out. The last time we played, it was 2-1. That was the Elf final fight.
Oh, right.
And after that was it. So it was probably like 3-0 to him in total, I think. So this was the first time I was able to clutch it out. And it felt good. Nice. To get that.
Nice, man. Scottish buff. I like to think. I like to hope anyway. But yeah, we're too
That
good.
was the 10-hour with no food buff, offline buff.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Unlimited Red Bull buff.
Yeah. Aye. But then after that meant that we'd made top 3. Which again, if you told us at the start that we were going to make top 3, I'd be like, nah, that's crazy. Like, we've got a good team, but that's, considering like the caliber of players and all that, that's
Wrong. You knew you were going to make top 3. You knew you were going to make top 3. I knew you guys were going to be top 3.
I'm just
My
running.
goal was top 6, so top 3 was banging.
I thought top 4, but yeah, top 3 is within the top 4. So, I thought that was fair to say.
I like to not be presumptuous. I knew I was going to get carried. I just didn't know how much. And
well, like I said to you, if I was going to go down personally against people head to head, I wasn't worried about anybody. So it's got to be like that. Got to be built different in our units.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't mean we can't lose. Of course it does, but you've got to favour yourself, But yeah, you've definitely proved yourself still there. So yeah, and like I said at the start, going into this topic, it's cool that like even other players are more casual or play other games in Scotland can now see how strong even like the Scottish Tekken scene is.
Yeah, that was something that I wanted to mention is like we're used to having the Scottish support in chat for like the Tekken guys, but we also had quite a few of the like just the general Scottish scene, like the Street Fighter guys and anime guys, like in the chat and like in the Discord as well, popping off. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
So with the whole scene behind us, it was really emotional. It's cool, man. It's cool.
And more of that to come.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's the thing. See when in this game, if it gets fixed and all these characters get dumbed down, let it be known it does not nerf Scotland in the slightest. So have fun, guys.
I agree.
Yeah, we thrive on nerf. So we used to play fucking intermediate characters.
I don't.
I mean?
I play low tier. My character's low tier all of Tekken 8, alright? So and I'm still doing good.
Jack's averaging us all out, paying for our sins. All good.
Take a Chad.
Just a quick mention after the Brighton game, we had our run back against the London team with KOS. But this time Gosain went first and he was playing June this time. I don't think he's enjoying law at the moment. So fair enough. Playing June and close games against Ali and Aiden. I think it went to final round against Aiden again, but just Gosain was able to use all of experience and all that to clutch out. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to be said about that, but it was just well played from them.
Yeah, couldn't crack the team.
I was going to say, going into the tournament, when I looked at the players, I think it's fair to say that like Gosain, Peaceman, and KOS were like the best players. So it's no surprise to see how they performed. Quite cool seeing Gosain having the same performance with a different character as well. Like I think he's just like super like amazing at Tekken. And then obviously.
Wish you would just stick to law though, man. Jesus Christ.
Fair enough. People enjoy the game different ways, though. You know what I mean?
I suppose.
Yeah, people got to try things out sometimes as well. You don't know why people play as well. Do people play for the glory? Do people play for fun? You don't know. Like, for example, you still went down where I couldn't because I played for a different reason. So, it's just different kind of things there. But I was really, wasn't really surprised, but I was quite cool to see that he had the same exact level of play with his June as he did with his law.
Yeah, no, super well played today. And with that, the two Scottish teams' journeys ended. So we ended up with third place, which meant we were entitled to prizing, since Crew Cup was sponsored by, I think Kwanba was the main one, and then was it an arcades team? I can't quite remember, but it meant that there was prizes out for the entire teams. We're giving these. Just us. I don't know if the camera's going to show it correctly, but yeah, again,
that's good.
It's reverted, but we got the Kwanba buttons. I'm a pad player, so I'm likely not going to be using these, but it's still nice. A nice momentum. A nice memento. Sorry, to keep on the trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
Super sick buttons. It's really cool. Got the Kwanba logo.
Get used to it. Scotland are going to keep coming down to England and keep getting your prizes. All right. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Yeah. I know. It's cool.
Look at all the English players who can't do this right now. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like rubbing it.
Feels bad for you guys.
Aye, no, but that's cool. Wasn't expecting that because like I knew obviously like London events are typically the partnered with stuff, but I wasn't expecting to have prizing and all that. So it's cool to see. I think
Chewit plays on stick, and I think we robbed him of these buttons. Maybe not stick, or maybe hitbox or stick. He definitely doesn't play pad. He plays one or the other.
hitbox. Yeah,
AC, do you know what to do now? You know what you should do now? Walk up to him in Bristol and say, "Here, look at my new stick buttons. I'm never going to use. Want them? Can't have them."
Yeah.
Next time I see him, maybe.
Look quite nice in my room, collecting dust.
Yeah, make sure he says, "Yeah, I'd love a couple of buttons," and just go, "I can't have them. Fucking in my back pocket they go."
Yeah, I need him. I need him.
Too right.
Aye, so just for that was Crew Cup. I suppose just general thoughts from everybody. Yeah, no, super sick event. Like I knew London events were great. I've been to like obviously like EGX is different, but I'd visited this year before, and I know Chop, very experienced TO, knows what he's doing. Him and Joka did great, no complaints. It's a great event. Hopefully more stuff from them in the future. Like again, it was good being in a team event with the Scottish guys. Like I haven't done that offline yet, so it was nice to experience that. And yeah, I'm just super proud of how everybody did, and everybody came down with season 2 and all that going. And Aiden was first showing outside of Scotland, and Ali coming in and being MVP of the day. Good.
Yeah, definitely. That defense was top notch to watch. Honestly, it really was.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'll try and keep that up. When I'm offline, I'm locked in. Yeah, I'll keep it up. I'll do my best.
Oh, it should be. And keep up the corpse kicking. Fuck the rest.
It depends on the character and
express yourself, AC. Express yourself, innit?
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I'm corpse kicking someone, I'll just turn to them and say, "I'm expressing myself." You know, what's wrong?
If you have a problem, go and say it to Jack. Just say that.
Exactly.
He told me to do it.
I'll send them your way. I'll let you deal with
That's fine. I don't give two shits.
Send him my way. I'll talk some shit to him.
Alright, get the wheelchair out.
1700 AD. 1700 AD.
Aye, so that's Crew Cup. We've been going pretty long already. I don't know if we maybe want to take a wee break and then just have a quick run over of the season 2 mess, if we're still alright for a bit of time for that.
Bro, that season 2 mess, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here for 2 hours talking about that.
We'll try not talk about what people have already mentioned.
Yeah, we'll try and keep
that.
brief.
Let's try and keep it outside the box because people even watching at home, they don't want to listen to the same shit, So
yeah, aye. So
try to do that for you.
Yeah, we'll take a quick 5 and then come back maybe for like 20 minutes, half an hour about season 2. Alright.
That sounds good.
Yep, right. Back in a moment, guys. Alright, and we are back, assuming I've ticked everything correctly. Yeah, we are. Okay, great. Yeah, so big part of Crew Cup was that it was probably the first big event that we'd all attended, with the new released season 2 for Tekken 8, which on our last show, I think it was still early enough that we'd had maybe a preview of it with the Anna. I think it was the first Anna Tekken talk where we've seen some of the new stuff and we were like, oh, okay, maybe it's a bit. It's too early to know. I think they were talking about some adjustments, but it was all vague ideas. We hadn't seen anything yet. And then after that, we'd had the Tekken talk where they went into some more in depth about Anna and also some of the changes, which was very, very scary. And then after
it shows some good ones though with the Jin.
Yeah, it shows some good stuff.
Only that though. Only that.
Yeah, some of the
character nerfs.
The character nerfs were good. They were talking about Yoshi stuff. The Jin nerfs were good. As a Jin player, even I was like, okay, fair enough. This is good for making the game healthier.
The down 2 made the most sense. It's fair enough.
I think what everybody was wanting was a general tone down of the whole cast, which from the character nerfs at least, that seemed like that was what was happening. And then there was this is where they showed off the taking a grab, giving you chip damage, which was a bit eye-raising for a lot of people. We're like, oh, okay, that's a bit weird. But there was enough an outcry for that they kind of walked it back a few days later. So we're like, okay, cool, that's good. Bit weird that got in the first place, but it's good that they've seen that that's not a good idea. Fine, cool. Can't wait to see what the rest of season 2 looks like. And then the day came where I think it was Monday evening, April 1st, fittingly, you might say. I think the patch notes dropped about 10:30 UK time, and I just remember being I think I was on a Discord call with the SWT guys at that time, and just like of course the website was crashing like as it was happening, and then just like slowly people seeing the stuff that's been added, and I say added like not nerfed, like just like everyone's getting new moves, which okay, cool, they were saying that's fine, and just slowly the realization of, oh god, what are they doing? Yeah, I guess just like the patch thing came out right after that. Fuck it, yeah. How were we all feeling that night? It was a very fun night, fun evening, fun day after.
I have no idea. I'm trying to recall back. For me personally, I looked at the Jack buffs and then I couldn't make sense of them because a lot of them were stance related, and you kind of needed to see it because the frame explanations weren't really there. So I was like, what does this even mean? So I didn't really actually know that he had a full-on like install now. Through, if you don't know, he gets an install when he does like a charge move, or he's in heat. So I was like, right, fair enough, which is pretty cool. And what the install does is it gives his Gamma 2 and Gamma 1 the heat properties, plus it gives his bubble has a new heat property where it makes it -7 instead of -13 punishable. So fair enough. And the bubble's also red, so you can distinguish between the two of them for punishment. So I was like, that's quite a cool change. And one of the better things were about Jack was, well, that he has an advantage where he has kept his heat engager power crush that other characters do not have, but his is within stance, and also his stance has a lot of counterplay. Probably the most counterplay maybe out of any stance. Sidestep right into duck beats pretty much everything. Outside of when you go into sidestep 2 transition. So I was like, I had no idea what to expect, but obviously everything else just after like looking at the notes and everyone seeing kind of what the game had to offer.
Yeah, I think it's maybe not really necessary to like talk about like specific like the thoughts coming in, because it was very quickly overshadowed by the drop the day after of all the clips and everything, and I think you could feel the dread like sort of slowly creeping in for everybody. It's like, oh no.
I think a lot of people expected a lot of nerfs, and then initially people were like, where are these nerfs? Yeah. And then people were like, then where are these changes? And then after that, it was like, right, so these aren't prevalent. And then it was like, right, these characters all got buffed, and they buffed all the top tiers and stuff. And it's like, well, what's going on?
Yeah. I think I'm trying to think of like the stuff that stood out to me like on that night. It was like, I think at first I was like, I seen Feng back 4 being made -10, and like I seen that immediately, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy, that's so stupid, like haha, unlucky Feng players, like get ready for McDonald's type thing, and then I'd seen I didn't even know they added an extension to it because I didn't read the note below it, and then I found out that's why they made it -10, and I'm like, oh, what? Why? Why this like key poke that's been like this for multiple games, and then they've just like added an extension to it, and then of course it goes in the stands, and of course it's a fucking mix, and it's like, yeah. How are you feeling, Daniel? Because like even for me, it was like weird seeing the league changes. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of interested. I was like, okay, so what did they do? Does they finally have heat now? And then they kind of gave him 2 moves, and one's like a +5 mid, and the other is a homing move. And I'm like, okay, is that it? It felt like a very lazy way to give him something to do in heat. I was like, okay, well, whatever. At least we have like good moves to use in heat now. And then I was like, okay, cool. They buffed a lot of his lows. There's a lot more frame advantage. Okay. And then I was playing around with the heat moves, trying to see what I could do, and then I was like, okay, it's getting late. I'll go look at the clips in the next morning. But I was like kind of feeling like he's probably the same. And then I looked at it again the next morning, and it was, oh yeah, they nerfed forward 4, and it like is a lot worse at crushing now, and they nerfed his down to crushing. Oh, and while standing 2-3 now instant tornadoes. It's like, oh, why did they nerf him? Why? And their thought with wall standing 2-3 is like, no, it's a buff, and I'm like, no, but before when you wall standing 2-3 heat bursts, you win the round. Like,
yeah,
how is that a buff? Now you do it and you get like half of the damage. So yeah, it was weird. I feel like they don't know what to do with Lee. That's kind of the thing that stood out to me. Like the heat was very lazy. Like They just gave him plus moves. There you go. Like everyone else in the game, just you get a strong mid plus move.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to like something that's been an issue for like Tekken updates for a long time now, like since middle of Tekken 7, where they seem keen to address like issues with characters, and rather than like accentuate those issues and like give them, other stuff to play with, like in addition to that, they're just like patch it out, like Bob can't launch it 15, here you go type thing. Oh, this character's not got a good low, like a good power low, let's give him it. And then slowly they've been like the key word for Tekken for the past like ever since I've been like hearing and listening to like Wave Dash from like Blasted Salami Dinosaur is just homogenization, and they seemingly want every character to have some flavor of the same thing, and I think that's became an even more prevalent problem with T8, like you say, because like I
think
sorry, go on.
I was gonna say I think especially for a character like Lee, because I think he really thrives in a poking meta. So that's why I really enjoyed him in Tekken 7, because everyone's poking. And then at least then it's like the game of, okay, if they jab, I can do forward, forward, forward. If they down forward 1, I can do magic 4. And then you get a player on that. And then I feel like in this game, if you're poking, you're kind of losing. Like you have to be doing,
Jack, yeah.
You have to be doing something that snowballs your advantage, and you go on and on and on. And Lee is not designed around that. And I think that's where a lot of my early Season 2 frustrations came from, where I'm like, why are you trying to push him in this design when he was designed to do A? And you're like, okay, we'll give him some things to do B. It's like, cool, now I have 2 tools that do B, and all these other old tools that do A that you've now nerfed. So, what exactly do you want him to do? So yeah, it felt kind of bad. I'm pretty sure like LoL players also, they got a lot of their skill expression taken away.
Yeah.
Well, Jack got the same. His grab can't be in back turn anymore. So, not his grab, sorry, his stance. So, beforehand, you could do like Gamma Hill into the bubble. A famous setup was doing the one generic grab. You switch sides. I done this against Weathers in our last set at RDE. So, you do one grab, you commentated it, Greg, broke sides, and you do Gamma, and then you can spend the heat, get a full heat burst launch if they try and attack you. It's a really cool knowledge check setup, and they completely removed it from the game. Not a single soul has ever complained. It's not busted in the slightest. Very cool niche tech that only the top Jack players are doing. Gone. And same with like the 2 grab as well. 2 grab into the guaranteed hit with Jack. Gone. First of all, it's a reaction check, the 2 grab. Second of all, Kuma gets 3 hits after his wall combo. Alyssa gets that wall combo as well. It's like, so all these characters get 3 hits for not earning it. I earn my grab and my hit's gone. That's been a legacy thing forever. But King gets giant swing and it's Holman, and it's like, come on. Like, I wonder who you want to be good. Not my character. And I'm sick of people in the Twitch chat. I've seen it in this Twitch chat as well, saying Jack isn't bottom 5. He fucking is, all right? Nobody is making that character work. The character's fucking ass cheeks. And I wish he wasn't. I wish he was so much better. But, he's just got to swallow the pill. He's fucking bottom 5. But go on.
Speaking of legacy things, why did they change Blazing Kick input?
Yeah.
Why is it a QCF now? Why did they change King's trade throws?
Oh, bro, don't even get me started on the Jin, like on the...
Oh, the Jin one as well,
yeah.
They changed her throw too.
So this is a new like system thing, is they added the ability to do like heat bursts and heat smash from stances, right? So you're like, oh, 2+3 input, cool. But the problem is that Jin's 2 grab, and a lot of other characters like 2 grabs is like 2+3 input, or like King's got the crouch dash 2+3 inputs. So just make that 2+4 instead. Okay, but you've just... Everyone's muscle memory for like however many games is just gone now, to the point where I think in Crew Cup even I did like 2-4 into stance and I just heat burst and I'm like, oh, like I forgot, didn't been playing Season 2 that much, but like that I can't even begin to imagine, like for King players especially, that's like rough,
King players having to think. Oh my god.
I know, man, it's so tough.
Oh, so bad. Sucks.
But like, yeah, it's like you say, the Blazing Kick, because you can still use the old input, right?
No, you can't.
Oh, fuck.
So it was down back 4 before, and now it's just QCF 4.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why they even changed it.
I thought you could use the old one. Jesus, that's crazy. Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, I don't know what the thought process was. Like, why did they feel the need to do it?
Yeah, that's an even weirder one. Because like at least for the Jin input, it makes sense because they're like they're changing the system thing. But yeah, no, that's... Yeah.
It's weird because they also nerfed it. So before, you get good Oki if you do like Blazing Kick after Acid Rain. They do the flip over.
Yeah.
But now it just hits them like they roll away. So you don't get any ochre after it anymore, which is also annoying.
Oh yeah, of course the auto back roll. That's another thing to mention. Is like you know, like say you get hit by Dragonov running to, now just use back tech. You know, and like on paper you're like, okay, well that makes defense like easier. It's a bit lame, but okay, cool, whatever. And then you realise there's certain moves that like Max mentioned it in chat, like you know King's new 3-2-2 or whatever that knocks down. So
Yeah.
basically, like when moves like that you get knocked down and it goes into a stance, it's kind of a mind game because then you can stay on the ground and then you won't have to immediately get hit by whatever's coming up next, right? But now the auto back roll means that you get hit by that and then you're up and you're getting a Jagger sprint mix, and it's like it just more adds to the snowball, you know. Yeah. So again, less options for defense, kind of lame. Yeah, we kind of mentioned briefly there when we were talking about Lee. How are you feeling about the law changes, Eunice? Because I know law players are not happy.
The combo routes are pretty fun. I can't lie. You can mess about with them, let them, you know, get a few tailspins here and there. He plays really different compared to the last season. They made forward 4. You know that wee front kick he does, that kind of wall splats. They changed that from -11 to making it safe. So and then they gave us a 4-4-3, which used to be the power crush, but now it's like a Booker T kick. You ever seen Booker T? He does that.
Kick.
Yeah, the scissor kick. They gave him that. So the way they kind of changed him up was like as if they wanted us to play. They didn't want us to do forward 1+2 into DSS anymore, or into what's down for DSS. They just kind of wanted us to play a long range game and kind of fuck about in range 3, spamming up forward 2 or some shit like that. So that's the way I kind of got the impression when I was playing. I remember I was playing Jack. We were playing together for a bit on the new season.
Yeah, we played the second day. Yeah.
Yeah, we were running a few games here and there, and then like after half an hour, I legit I put the game down and I just didn't even bother anymore. And I've barely been able to hit ranked. I've not barely been able to. I just not hit ranked at all, to be honest. I came against I spent 4 hours on ranked on the Monday, and I was just sitting there thinking to myself, all this aggression play is just fucking mentally exhausting. It's like you can't do this.
I wasn't even using the clap back then, by the way.
No, you are, but like I'm talking about ranked in general. Like playing.
Like even this is how bad the season was. Like this is how
abusing their stuff, which I don't blame them for. What they wanted you to do. So, and it's mentally exhausting to go up against. I was playing against the Leo on that same ranked session, and I was just playing on it. I was just like, he was in heat, and then for fucking 20 seconds or so, he's in fucking plus every time, and I'm just like, can I fucking. And I'm trying to space them out as well, like thinking maybe space them out. Fucking no, and couldn't do that neither. Do you know what I mean? At least in Tekken 7, right? When I'm trying to get a whiff, I get a whiff, and and that's due to spacing, and that's what this game is fucking lacking. Just linear spacing, someone to just walk up and play some fucking neutral. Do you know what I mean? It feels like now that every move just reaches you, it's like that aspect of neutral is now gone, because you can't like see we lost against Sync, right? And Sync, like, he beat me, right, by whiffing 3 down forward 2s until I walked into, thought I could go for a poke, right? And then I walked into another down forward 2, because in my mind I was like, this is T8, how can he possibly miss? So do you know what I mean? And then like it just happened. So with the aspect of just whiff punishing or creating a space from your opponent is just completely. It feels like it's just completely gone now. Not just because of fucking the slow backdashing, just because it feels like every move fucking either reaches or homes. I'm sitting there like yesterday. I was sitting there watching watching Richie streaming, right, and they said that they buffed sidestepping. And I'm watching this guy, and Richie's good with movement, right? I'm watching him side left, right against the Zhao Yu player, and he's getting caught every single fucking time. I'm saying, is this is your buff sidestep? This is buff sidestep.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's another thing to mention is like one of the things that they added that I think everybody was positive about was the ability to step into the foreground now.
The one thing I hate the most,
but you'll never see people use it because everything's tracking anyway. So like it's not like that matters, you know.
I argue with Alistair a lot about Tekken 8, or I did argue a lot with him about it over the past podcast when we were doing season 1. You know what I mean? And I hate to admit it, but I have to at this point. He was right pretty much. Like, this game needs to stop. Like, the heat needs to be condensed down fully. I think it needs to be used like like how you build up War Instinct. I feel like it needs to be that kind of thing where you build it up to a point where you can only use it for one round, and that's it. That's how I would treat it.
I don't even think the system mechanics are all that like suffocating sometimes. I think it's more like,
trust me, see when you play Tekken 7 again, right, you'll say to yourself, holy shit, those mechanics are fucking overwhelming as hell. You get knocked down in Tekken 7, right, by King's 2-1, right? That's it. You get knocked down, you just get back up. Or you choose whatever option you choose to get back up, that's fine. Like, it doesn't even hurt as much. But see, when you're playing Tekken 8 and you're getting hit by forward 2-1 by King, you're either getting comboed. And that's
King, King's my worst matchup, like I know. but listen to this, right? So I think a lot of people say what you're saying too, and it's not wrong. But I think maybe like maybe a better approach or whatever, or something that's not being talked about is, see, like I think the biggest issue, first of all, is overpowered moves within characters. It's some of these problem moves. I think that is what should be focused on first, before anything else. Before, see, when they made this list, that is like the newly announced, or like, oh, the next update, we're going to fix heat burst. It's like, yeah, that's a great fix, but not right now. You know, if you're going to make a priority list, it should be these key moves that are so like that turn the tide so well. So like largest stomping heat, largest sidestep 2, these kind of things, you know, Steve back 1+2 into +11. Like, they need to pick a character, right? In my opinion, let's say maybe not Alyssa, but let's say maybe Jin, and everyone who's above Jin, who they deem is much better, they should focus on these characters first. And be like, what is it we can gut in their kit to bring him down to at least Jin's level? And then after that, they should focus on heat as a system mechanic, because in the meantime, we're just playing against all this bullshit that might still remain, because some of these moves aren't tied to heat sometimes. Or you could indirectly be nerfing all these other characters for no reason. So like, what the hell was wrong with X characters heat? Because some characters heat are actually quite fine, to be honest.
Something that I'm hoping that they're doing for because the next patch is in May, right? It's middle of May. But for the recent, so they did for anybody who hasn't been paying attention, they did an emergency patch, and they said it was going to be just the bug fixes for Jack's like 2-1 into clap, and also Paul's like unblockable from Hammer of the Gods, which they did fix. And I was being very pessimistic. I was like, well, they're probably just going to fix those two because it's been like only like 2 weeks or whatever. But they also they took time to address like various system stuff and nerfed a few other moves. I'm very much hoping that the mid-May patch, like they say they're addressing these system stuff, I do think that they will be addressing specific problematic moves as well. And like you say, I think Lars is going to be one of those characters who's going to be getting looked at, because
Lars and that new Warang move in particular, Red Flamingo 4-3. These moves are insane.
Yeah. Sorry, we kind of pivoted into general system stuff, but before we got a chance to ask you, Ali, how are you feeling about the new stuff for, well, not just the new stuff, but just for Leo's changes in general?
I don't know why they changed Leo back 1-4. It seems they don't want people to have an actual answer for it. They just want people to be forced into a canned mix-up and be forced to guess against some crazy options that Leo has in Heat, and even outside of Heat as well. But more so in Heat, obviously, with the new Heat Smash that you can get in stance, and the special low that she gets in stance with her install. It's very demoralizing to get hit by either of them, especially when there's a wall behind you, because you get a splat at certain angles or at any angle with a Heat Smash. So being forced into that, having to guess against if you're being spammed by back 1-4 just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And that's coming from Leo. I mean, I was rinsing that crew comp. I thought, okay, I can do it because there's nothing they can do. If they press, then I get a counter hit, guaranteed string.
That's the same shit I would have done. Like, if I was playing Leo, all I would have done was rinse back 1-4 until they started crying. Legit, that's all I would do.
A way to play the character.
It shouldn't be the way that you play a character. Yeah. And I thought, okay, what's the point of me using the other string? And I used the other string once, and someone pressed into it and they died for it. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I think that was
I mean,
I think that was one of the few things I was like coaching on. I think it was just like, I can't remember who it was, but it was in Crew Cup. I was just like, they don't know how to defend against this new Leo, just run it. And then you just ran it, and like, yeah. Again,
And is that's the question? Is that the way they want you to play? What do they want you to do? If you do,
they don't know, Eunice, because look what they've done to Jack. They actually don't know. I'm not even kidding. Like,
the thing is as well that like I said it already, like on a review or something. I said, like, what gets me the most is what was the point of lying? See, if you want to reach a wider audience by catering to this style, right? Then say that's what you want to do. Don't, like, why are you going to lie to your core fans, the ones who've stuck with you all this time?
I think
and
they
then you
believed it was enough.
They thought that, but
They thought
they
this
lied.
was defensive enough. Yeah.
No, they were clearly lying. They clearly lied on everything.
I think
They
the
lied.
opposite. I think they're that stupid. They were like, "Oh no, guys, you can sidestep now, and it's a wee bit better, and you can sidestep into the foreground, and it's so defensive now."
No, they had to know they were bullshitting. They had
they're
to.
so shit at the game, man. They're
no one is that dumb.
Fucking shit.
No one is that fucking dumb. No one.
Yeah, they are. But you'll be surprised.
I think
there are times when I was. No, I refuse to
money on it, man. That's what
I think Jack is.
AC, you were in Japan for like what, about a year, right? Do they have another term for defense over there? Like, does defense mean like is a kanji for another term or some shit like that? Is that what it is?
Makes it lost in translation.
Yeah, it's lost in translation. You fit it on the head, mate. That's I mean something else over there.
Yeah.
Well, what were you trying to add there, Greg?
I think part of the discussion that I can't remember if I highlighted it before, but we also had like there was the Evo video that came out a few days before the patch came out itself.
The drop.
Yeah, that was like it felt much like a video that was catered towards core Tekken, because it was all just like defense, sidestepping, all that stuff. And then I remember everybody reading it and they were like, oh wow, okay, they're actually doing it, this is good, this is a great omen. And then lo and behold, what came out. And then I think that has contributed to the feeling of the community and the uproar and the fallout, and why everybody's been so burnt by it. Because not to get too far into it, but there's been there's hefty review bombing going on for Tekken 8 since like season 2's came out. Like, it is mad. It is like a proper like cliff, and it's went down so bad. I think the what's it common? The common joke now is Tekken 8% positive reviews.
It's 9% now.
Oh, it's 9.
I just checked. It's 9% now.
Okay,
it was 8.
Okay.
It's gone up.
Yeah, Tekken 9% positive. That's good. Yeah, and then of course there was a fucking boycott site, which is just a whole nother can of worms. I'm not even going to touch that shit. That's
fuck that. Nothing to do with the Scottish.
Yeah, that could.
That's another thing someone made a point about on the fucking chat, is the use of installs now. Like, you've already added so much layer, like with the heat. Now, why you got to add another mechanic in?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, to make it even worse.
Yeah, they asked for it.
And this is part of the problem with the season 2 thing, is that back before they done the emergency patch, there was a lot of there was a decent amount of support for the whole just revert it, don't even try and patch it, just revert it and start again, which was very much like not going to happen, because the amount of work that they've put into it over the past year for this update, like, was it 1,500 lines of changes?
See, some people who have made like unique animations, it's not their fault. They shouldn't be punished for the balancing team being incompetent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
that's why I feel sorry for those people.
Yeah, and this is the problem. I think Calvin was saying the fact that, like, the way they're doing it now, you haven't reverted it. You just have to. You still have all this bloat. You just have to try and condense it now, and that is a lot harder than wiping the slate clean and starting again. Like Feng is always going to have an extension off of back 4 now. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why does he have that? Like, that is forever.
That's got 3 extensions. 1 now, for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I remember back in like we went to TWT right together, and they were showcasing the gameplay to us in the auditorium, and people, and they said the specific line, right? They said there will be no rage drives in this game, and I swear to God, everybody around me was like chucking babies in the air. Right, they were chucking babies in the air, and they're like, "Oh my God, rage drive is gone! I can't wait!" And then like all this heat pish came out, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, "Why is everyone cheering? We've still got that bar. I don't know what that bar fucking does, but it looks fucking lethal." But they're all cheering about one mechanic gone that didn't do that much in T7, right? And now here we are, like fucking heat. but we've got all the heat and the installs. Now you got like fucking 6 or 7 rage drives you could probably do in one fucking round.
Yeah, and I think
Man, I feel so different about Heat than other people because I feel like I'm not a down player. I'm obviously everyone knows Jack's a bit harder, right? But I feel like because my character doesn't have OP Heat, and he's always played by a lot. It's like, see, for example, like back 1+2, I-14 Heat Engager, spend the Heat from Heat Dash, you get a guaranteed follow up. A lot of characters didn't have that. What was one of the good changes in Season 2? They got made to do that. So Jack was always playing this kind of version of Heat that kind of made sense. So I've always thought it was quite fucking cool. But then I just never understood why like Dragonov was doing back 4-3 into full combo and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? But then obviously it just became a joke. So hence why I'm kind of playing devil's advocate where I'm like, I think Heat is quite cool, but that's only because I think my character's Heat is quite cool because it's actually functional and it works maybe how the mechanics should work. And it's a good example.
yeah,
But
I
there's not many good examples.
Yeah, I think that the way that I use Heat with Jin at least is very basic, but it's like also like kind of the optimal way with Jin to use it is just like your launchers and like maybe the occasional Zen like set up at the wall. Sorry, not Zen, Omen even. But
Yeah.
I think something that Eunice was kind of talking about and starting to address there was that when you look, you compare like T8 to T7, and you look at T8 with all like the installs and the heat and the extra mechanics and all that. Like they played a bit with that in T7. Like Claudio had his like
Starburst.
yeah, Starburst. Fuck, how did I forget that?
Yeah, he was the innovator.
Yeah, he was innovator for that, which was a sign because fuck Claudio. But yeah, no, like there something that was a big part of like T7's like success was like for spectators, right? And it's very clear that T8 they had spectators in mind with a lot of the design decisions. But to me, I think a lot of the like the appeal of Tekken, at least compared to other games, is that in terms of like on-screen information, there's not a lot to overcomplicate it, right? Like it's pretty much just the health bars and the movement, right? Whereas now, I feel like that simplicity is kind of lost now, and I don't know. Like obviously, I'm a legacy Tekken player now, right? I don't know how it would feel for like a new player coming to watch. Like say, like a lot of the success of like Tekken, like they say, like Little Majin's Evo run, like in Evo 2019 or 18 or whatever it was, is that people coming in like, oh man, hype wrestler, cool. Oh, he's powerbombing people, yeah, sick. And now it's like, oh, he went aura for a bit, and now he's got enhanced run. What's going on there? Like it's, I feel like the beauty of it is kind of lost now a wee bit. I don't know, like that maybe
Yeah, I
that's
think something similar.
yeah.
There's too much. There's basically too much going on in one screen. That's what it is. Basically, way too much going on.
See, when I didn't go to London, right, for Crew Cup, because obviously beforehand I told my parents because I was going to be away from home, and I was like, yeah, I'm going down, and it looks like a good time. Also looks like a decent opportunity to prove myself and to prove how good Scotland are, you know, because I was looking to be the exhibition plus the event, right? So I was like, I'm going to go down for all of this, and I'm looking forward to it. And obviously I told them after the season dropped that I've changed my mind, I'm not going, and I had to explain, you know, what's the drastic change, why am I not going and stuff. And I had to explain to them like somewhat of how the game's different to people who don't play it, obviously. So I was like, the reason I'm not going is imagine like XYZ change and stuff. And I was trying to like, it's like I couldn't even wrap my head around like actually getting across how Tekken is played these days compared to how it was used to play because it's so drastically different, like honestly. And then I was trying to like explain to them like this is how my character used to win and that no longer exists at all in any way, shape, or form. Like because that's when Jack's clap was prevalent. And I can't play like that. And he's looking to get banned and blah, 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 you know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy that, like, how drastically different the game is. And some people go, oh, that's because you don't like the new game whatsoever, but the jump in games is mental.
Yeah,
Like, a lot of Street Fighter titles are still Street Fighter.
Yeah.
This isn't Tekken right now.
Yeah, there's been like thoughts about like, oh, it's just like the higher level guys, like the casuals are still having fun. No, there's been loads of like casual players and like lower ranked players that are still like, yeah, this is I'm not enjoying this at all. And also something that's quite funny, like a lot of my friends that don't play Tekken, like they know that I play Tekken, so they'll like talk to me about tournaments, like how they're going and all that. And like it felt like within a week I got so many messages of what the hell's going on with Tekken. Like I'm seeing like news articles about like the reception being negative and everything. I'm having to explain to them like, and it's like you say, it's hard to put into words, and you just kind of have to like try and abstract it to some other game, like, oh, you know, this gun that's like by and far away the best gun in the game. They've just made every gun the same now, type thing.
Yeah.
And it sounds ridiculous to them. They're like, no, that's fucking stupid. Why would you ever do that? And then, lo and behold, that's effectively what's happened.
I explained it like Tekken's a game where you can look out for 200 moves or you can use 200 moves, and now they want me to use one move. And I was like, I was known to be somebody that was playing a limited character but doing well, and now I'm known for somebody playing one of the best characters in the game that does one move. So I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, there's no fun in it anymore.
Yeah.
So, but it's the same. Like, that was a good point you made about like what was I explaining to new people, like as well. I was going to go on. I completely lost track. By go on, but there was a point you made, and I was going to add on it, but I forgot. I can't remember what you're going. Oh, I can't remember what it was. My bad.
Yeah, it was just this.
Yeah, they tried to reach a. Are you trying to say that they're trying to reach a casual audience? Which
No,
clearly
Greg made a point a minute ago, and I completely lost it. I can't remember what I was going. I was going to add on it.
I was more just talking about like they're. It's tough to explain to people, like what, like how badly they've messed up, kind of, like and like comparing it to other games. But it's also like casuals, like, even casuals aren't loving it. Like, you know,
That was it. That was
Yeah.
it. So see, like casuals, right? So see, you said like even casuals don't seem to be enjoying it, and obviously being a Jack main, right? So I can't imagine casuals being hyped for season 2 Jack. Yeah, he's got the clap, right? But outside of the clap, all of these other changes are actually for high level Jack players, in my opinion, because even some of them, it took me a while to then figure out what was going on, and I played countless amount of hours into playing Jack, and it's like it was taking me that long to figure out. And I know sometimes I'm a slow learner, fair enough. How long is it taking these casuals? It must take, like, they're never going to know about some of these changes. Like, one of them being it's up forward 2, right? So you got up forward 2 initially, you think all you get on hit is a guaranteed, what do you call it, crouch grab, but you actually get a shoulder as well as a hit confirm, which is a huge buff. But it's like, how are the casuals meant to know this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, how is it, like, it's not apparent at all. And there's a few other buffs like that with Jack as well. Like forward 3+4 has been changed. Nowhere in the patch notes does it actually explain how great of a buff that is. I went from -12, like you had to hit it with a mid -12, like I-12 move. So like failing back 4 was a punish, right? Or a dick jab. So I went from that, right, punishable to safe. Never explained. So it's like who's this like tailored to? Like how, like I had to figure out half this shit on my own. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I think I don't know if anybody has any other further things to talk about season 2 reaction. Ali, Daniel, nothing. Maybe covered your ground. Not sure.
We hope they fix the game. We hope it gets a lot better.
Yeah. What was that?
And we all want to play our characters properly.
What are you saying, Ali?
I'm surprised they added the alert. I know a lot of people are outraged by that. But I thought that's it's not even that bad of it compared to what a lot of other characters have got. It doesn't seem that much of an. I mean, it shouldn't be plus. I'll give it that, but I don't think it's outside of that. I don't think it's that big of an issue.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be plus. If it's not plus, then it's fine. But it's super low damage.
Yeah, I've not even like explored Jin's new 441 boss 2 yet. Like that's like it just seems so weird. Like another getting tool for a character with a launching demon paw in heat. Like, okay, man, cool.
Everyone in this game has like getting tools. Everyone, even Law, who's like kind of built as a character, like who kind of work his way in, even he can get tools now.
Yeah, Jack was the same. That's what they wanted to do. That's how they did him. Gave him a neutral skip tool, and he fought 3+4. You get the guaranteed drill hand for like 1 million damage, or you get he's got a mad new charge move, which is like a reworked move where he gets the headbutt and full crouch and the high crushes, and the charge is so cool, and then he claps his hands. And then you get the other one where it's like, what's his last one again? Oh, I forget. There's so many great buffs that he got that we all really needed. But yeah, this is what I mean. Like, who asked for this?
Yeah, this is what I mean. You buff everybody and nobody's happy. Like, it's just, yeah.
This is what I mean. Some of these buffs don't even matter. Like, Jack got buffed a lot, and he's still equally as shit because all these characters are god characters. It's like, what the fuck? It's insane.
Yeah, that just says a lot about the game than it does the characters. I don't think it's not the characters the problem. It's the game itself is the big issue.
Yeah, I think god moves are the first priority, and then the game they need to tackle.
Yeah,
and like if they're expecting us to at least right now hold fire, we should not be playing with some of these god moves at the very least. Like, what is 10 nerfs to like 10 moves right now? That would be such a great start.
Yeah, and the to turn it back around to the hopeful train, the emergency patch at least indicates that they are. I think they've been scared now, from the backlash and everything. Like the statement when they put out the emergency patch was, like they were like they explicitly were like, yeah, we're sorry, you know. And Harada was even
They
like,
apologise.
yeah, and even one guy was like saying Harada on Twitter, like, oh no, I think like obviously it's been bad, but the backlash was a bit much. And then he was like, no, it's what was the exact phrasing? It was
It's
not
justified.
No, it was not unjustified. So like the fact that even he recognizes that and is willing to say that in public tells you a lot. And yeah, man, I'm just again, I think they've been scared enough, and the emergency patch and the next patch coming up will set the tempo for the mood of the game for the rest of the lifespan. Not just for season 2, because I feel like season 2 is the rest of it is gonna have to be basically nerfs and no buffs. Because if they do a few nerf patches and then immediately start to buff and stuff again, people are still gonna be pissed, and it's gonna be as if the nerf didn't even happen. But
I hope they don't buff anybody. Like,
no,
hope the weakest characters like remain that weak, and everyone gets brought down lower by somewhat. You know.
yeah. And
The thing,
Sorry?
the thing I hope they understand, like, from a balance perspective, is that things needed nerfs at the end of season 1, and I think a lot of people were tolerant of season 1 because they were like, it's okay, then that's like arcade release, and then we're gonna have everything toned down in season 2, and instead they cranked it all up. So we are so far away from the balance we wanted now. Like we wanted to be like at level 0, and we were at level 5, and now we're at level 15.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we got a long way now to go, and that's why a lot of people wanted to revert, because it's like, yeah, you still had like so much to go.
yeah,
I know. Imagine fucking showing everybody, like showing off the whole Dragonov nerfs. But you didn't tell them about the secret little buff you did with the 13 frame shoulder launch.
That's 12 frames.
Oh, 12.
So
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, amazing. Well, back
12.
4-3's gone, guys. Back 4-3's gone.
Show them the nerfs. Just don't show them what we actually did.
Honest to God, man.
I think
Well, same with King, man. Like, he's got this 3-2-2, and let's carry on. And they're like, oh, don't worry, guys. You know, we're going to take this character under control. And it's like, the John is the best player on planet Earth, was not a King main. He's still doing the exact same thing that he'd done in season 1 to be the best player on the Earth. Did not take away down forward 2-1. Why? No, he's still got this God move. So, amazing. I love that we're playing this game right now.
Yeah, I think Daniel's got a good point. Like, a lot of the discussion about TA and the balance and everything on this show was me being like optimistic about the future, because, like you say, the eternal hope for everybody was, this is the first time they've released not an arcade, so year 1 is basically arcade. Which, again, for someone who's paid full price for a game plus DLC is a bit shit. But when it comes to balancing a fighting game, it's fucking hard. It's difficult. Okay, fair enough. And in season 2, they've blown all that goodwill towards it'll get better. So now we're kind of, like you say, like Daniel says, very far away from it. And now, even with these nerfs, it's still going to take time to get to something resembling everyone's like perfect, like ideal Tekken 8, right? So yeah, bit of a bum note to end on, but I think.
Well, like you said, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, it was a good emergency patch. It's safe to say that. And it's safe to say that, they do seem scared and they are apologetic. They could have been very arrogant about it, and they could have been like, you're ungrateful, blah, blah, blah. But they did do their thing in that regard. So I'm happy about that. And I think all of us are just waiting to see what May is like. I think the only positive people are the people getting paid in that, which is, I can understand, I guess. They need the fucking money or whatever. I don't give a shit. But yeah, hopefully the game gets better for the actual true Tekken fans.
Yeah, I think I'm naively, like, again, it's probably naive to be like hopeful again after season 2 and everything. A lot of people, like, I won't.
I'm excited to see what happens, but I don't have confidence.
I don't blame people being pessimistic now, like, especially after what we've seen. But again, I'm hopeful. But
I do think people should be more vocal about what they dislike in this game.
Yeah,
100%, because it seems like the way to get it fixed.
Yeah, that's been a benefit of this, is that people have been very vocal and they have been taking on specific feedback from people as well. Shouts, yeah. Mention to heat engagers not being plus 17 but plus 9 now. Like,
that's amazing.
That's a great change. That should have been like that from beta 2, but they've got there now.
All these people crying about parry characters. Like, how about you just don't hit a button and be able to parry? You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, imagine you grabbed me after and you hit me for parrying. Like, God's sake, man. What stupid argument known to man.
But yeah,
like, baited it launched.
Yeah.
Aye.
Funny.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has any more final thoughts on season 2, or we could just wrap up. I think we've covered most of the ground.
No, thanks for having us on, and everybody look out for future Scottish tournaments. There's going to be more. Hopefully, Tekken's in a better state.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I mean, like I say, I think we're on the up after a big drop, but onwards and upwards, basically. Look forward to Mig. Please sign up for Mig. Edinburgh, look forward to it. Crew Cup was a blast. Thank you, Joker and Chop and everyone involved at Red Bull for running that. Thank you, Ali, for stepping in last moment and being the MVP of the day. As I've said many times, you are now full Scot. Use the flag, please.
Like that, or I'll change my nationality on StarGG.
Good
You
shit.
have to. Like there's
shit.
no going back now. It's too late.
Edinburgh specifically, please. Edinburgh specifically, please. But yeah.
Edinburgh, alright.
You can do that. You can give Edinburgh a chance, Eunice.
Yeah, pretty much.
And on that note,
Oh man, are that scared of us, man?
No, it's just I told Jason to meet me on the court. He said, "Meet my boss."
Oh fucking hell, man! Jason, isn't it your bedtime, man? Oh well. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for listening to this.
Thanks, everybody. Chat's been popping off today. It's cool to see. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks everyone who subbed, followed, all that jazz, and yeah, let me separate. Who's on? I can't see who's on. Okay, we'll do Richie. How about that? Yeah, go and say hi to Richie, everybody. He's trying to put up with T8 online. Wouldn't be me. Hasn't been me for the longest time. But just have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you on the next episode.